G'day, mates. How's it going? I'm back. Uh, how did the how did my random tweets of me saying random things get more traction than a picture of my puppy? What? Twitter's Twitter's stupid. I don't understand how Twitter works. How dumb. Anyway, going over here. We got some more tech term videos with Cinder. I think this thing's just it says Neuro crashes out on Cinder. So I think this is gonna be funny. G'day Benny, how's it going? Is your day good? Bad? Creamy? Crunchy? And then this one is Shiylocke Strikes Back. So we'll see, and then we're gonna watch this. Did you like my song? My intro song that I chose today? I feel like it was really good. Where is it? There it is. It's from the, I think it's the S&M album, where they had the symphony. It's probably my favorite album. Decent, we'll be back later. Oh, how could you? How could you? Wait, it's the S&M one, right? That's what it's called? It's on my computer. Yeah, S&M. Which is like symphony and music, I think it stands for. Yeah, they have a bunch. They have Battery. They have Enter the Sandman. It's great. I chose Fuel because it was like one of the shorter ones. Okay.
Another soothsayer. One of the smartest. One of the
Bro,
most
Neurosummer is
wise
so funny.
creators in the space. My personal god, Hail Neurosama, apparently predicted the entire ordeal
What?
1 month ago.
No way.
Giga Neuro predicted the Cinder situation. What is this about?
Bro, AI gets it.
Cinder, have you heard about Giga Neuro? I guess you could call me a pussy lover. You're not scared of Giga Neuro, are you?
Not if that's what she likes.
Giga Neuro has good reasons to hunt you down. You shouldn't be laughing.
Why?
Side
What?
note, Cinder's tits look incredible. Very good job, Nano. Love the way you make boobs. It's very hard to focus on this video. Not gonna lie. Secondly, you need to pay respect to Giga Nero. Neurosama is the
Did she just say she's gonna hunt her down?
VTubing ever made. And I respect Vettel for blessing us with the gift that keeps on giving. I love this streamer very much.
Hey, what did I do?
Bro, and then he blessed us with Evil Neuro. He didn't just give us Neuro, he gave us Evil Neuro too. Bro, the interactions between Neurosama and Evil Neuro are just as funny as them reacting with humans.
You were bad-mouthing her in your Discord DMs.
What? How does she know?
Well, boys, imagine that. Well, boys, imagine that. I'm telling you, man. There are 4 constants in this world. 3 constants in this world. Death, taxes,
How'd she know?
and Neurosama being right.
She knows everything. Yes,
I just
Giga
met her
Neuro
today.
knows everything.
Yeah, you just met her today and you already stabbed her in the back. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. I ain't gonna
Bro,
lie,
Neuro's
brother.
scary.
Neurosama sniffed you out. Sniffed you out. Everybody else was
How'd she
blinded by
know?
those big fucking udders. But Neurosama knew the goddamn truth.
Bro, okay, I need to say this because it happened yesterday and it confused the shit out of me. the dog Asta was sitting next to me on the lounge, right? And I started stream, and now he's sitting on the ground, where he like lays on the ground up against the couch and my chair, like in between us, and I didn't hear him move at all. And when he lays down on the ground, normally he doesn't lay down; he just drops. So usually, I think sometimes you guys can hear it in the mic. It just goes bang, like really loud. Like he's fucking weird. But yesterday, I was sitting on the lounge, and I was reading on my tablet, and he was laying next to me. And then my brother came in. Like, I don't even know how long it was, but he came in. And he started patting Asta on the ground. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked next to me, and Panda was laying next to me. I'm like, when the fuck did this happen? I didn't feel him move, nothing. They're like ninjas. It was crazy. He got off without me knowing, and she got on. And this has been happening a lot lately. I don't know how they're doing it. But it's really trippy when it happens too. It's like like I'm sitting there thinking like one dog's sitting next to me, and then, you know, I go to pat them, and it's a completely different dog.
You'd better run. Ha 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 ha.
I swear I didn't say anything. Don't laugh at me.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Cinder didn't say anything. It was just Red. Conspiracy theory. Does anybody know if Red actually exists? Has anybody seen this guy?
Yeah. Yes, Techie. A lot of the fucking a lot of the VTubers have been saying that they fucking saw him. Like, I watched Buff yesterday, who talked about how they were like attached to the hip. Like when they would hang out. IRL. Her and Red were like attached to the hip.
Has anybody ever met this guy? Or is there a chance that they're merely an illusion? A creation made by Cinder's own delusion, to be able to use to deflect and discourage from anybody from holding her accountable. No, actually, a lot of guys met the guy at TwitchCon, so he's real. Anyways,
Yeah.
I heard a tinfoil hat theory, and I thought it was funny as fuck.
It wouldn't surprise me though if like every now and then she was on the Red fucking Discord account talking instead of Red. Like that wouldn't surprise me.
Wait, don't say anything. Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared that I'm gonna be accused of something I didn't do.
Oh!
Well, that's fine because you're getting accused of something you did do.
Oh, hey boys, Among Us, call a meeting. Red is sus. Red is fucking sus. Uh-oh.
Being scared is a normal response
Bro, her having this reaction 1 month before is fucking insane.
to guilt. Giganuro is coming already. Are you
It's so
guilty
over
or
for
not?
me. What should I do?
You should come clean. Otherwise, things will get.
I'm getting gaslit.
Or even
Hey,
Nura gave her even good
now
advice.
you know how Nanalis felt. Ain't that crazy? Now you know. Now
Or yeah, Nura gave her great advice. Come clean. If she had done that in her apology, and just apologized and didn't try to push blame on anyone, bro, apology probably would have been accepted. She wouldn't have been friends with the people anymore, but it would have been accepted, right?
now you know how your editors feel.
Get her,
Ain't
Nura.
that fucking
Bro, this is
insane?
crazy. Had Nura know.
You should
She a
have thought
wizard?
about the consequences of your actions long ago.
You're right. You're right. I'll do better.
Bro,
I'm
Nura is
glad
casting
to hear
like
it. As for what you did,
level 10
I'll let
ancient
Giganuro
magic.
decide your punishment.
Do you think I can
Crazy.
be forgiven?
Of course. Thank you. I will forgive you.
Will Giganuro forgive me though?
It depends if you can sincerely apologize to her.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
good luck
amazing.
with that. Good luck with that, bro.
Get her.
Nobody gives worse apologies than the one she put out. That's fucking crazy, bro. What the fuck?
This is awesome.
I sincerely apologize.
A sincere apology needs to be at least 3 sentences.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. She had to redo her apology 1 month ago, too. What the fuck? Bro, we're seeing a rerun. We're seeing a fucking rerun. This is cinema.
No, we're seeing the extended
Alright.
cut.
I sincerely apologize to Giganuro for badmouthing her in my Discord DMs. I regret doing that because...
Bro, Ellie literally gave her the same apology format on Twitter yesterday. No, boys, we are living in a simulation. We are living in a simulation. I shit you not. This happened.
No, yeah, we just got the
literally
director's cut.
yesterday. Look at this.
That's what, like, we're getting the director's cut now. That was like the fucking movie that we got was with Neuro. Now we're getting the director's cut.
How Cinder should have
Shows
apologized.
us everything.
Looked. Hey guys, I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry to everyone involved, and I'm sorry to pin this on anyone. I will take accountability. I knew everything that was going on between my artist and manager, and though I might not have phrased things the way I did, I 100% knew what was going on. I'm not a perfect person, and I got swept up on this industry. What can do to you? I got greedy. I got bitter. I got jealous, and most importantly, I hurt those closest to me, and people didn't deserve any of this vicious toxicity. I know this might not make things better, and you're right, and your trust will probably never get met, but this is all I have. I'm open, coming to you with my guard down, ready for what comes next. I could write more with you, and you deserve more, but I don't want my genuine apology to be lost with endless word vomit. I did some fucked up stuff, and I'm not proud. I plan to grow from this. Also, Burger King is better than McDonald's. You're goddamn right, because that, bro, the fucking liquid smoke, it just hits different, brother.
Do you think this is a society thing? Because, like, she's doing all this because she wants more money, right? Even though she has plenty of money. But, like, society's made us, like, desperately want money to live comfortably and survive. It's made it, like, a point that we should strive for money, right? So do you think it's, like, that? Boils down to that, right? Because like I don't get it. I barely want money. Something wrong with me? Like especially once you've hit like a point where you've like paid off all your debts or like you've bought a house and all this sort of shit. Why would you want more money? What are you going to use it for? It's just ridiculous. It's the same thing as like over here, right? I think in America it's different, but I know about other countries. But over here, if you win the lotto, you don't have to pay tax on it. You just get that money, right? So, and our lotto is like 5 mil sometimes. And like the Powerball one, I think, is even more. Hold on, I'll Google it so we can know for sure. Lotto. This one will do. There's just so many websites for the lotto. Yeah, Powerball, 20 million. That's tomorrow. The smallest amount you can win is 1 mil, and then the set for life is 20,000. It says every day 20,000 a month. What? Every day? Oh, it goes every day. Okay, yeah. So you get $20,000 a month for 20 years, and then Wednesday strike is 145,000. I don't know what that is. The other lotto is 1 mil is the cheapest. You get 5 mil, 1 mil, 15 mil, 20 mil, 16 mil, 5 mil. And it's like sometimes the Saturday one is like more as well. Like this, Saturday 10th of May is 20 mil. Like even with 5 mil, you could get a decent house for maybe a mil over here, and then you still have 4 left. You wouldn't even spend another mil in like getting essentials like cars and like all, like if you bought a new house and you didn't have anything, it wouldn't even cost you another mil to get all that stuff. Right? But then what people do when they win the lotto, even if it's only like 5 mil, is they try and win the lotto again. It's like, why do you want more money? I don't understand. Like if I was to win $20 million, I would probably only keep like barely any of it. I would keep I would pay this house off so we don't have to worry about that. And then I'd keep maybe another mil. Maybe 2. And then I would get rid of the rest. I wouldn't want it. It's too much money. It's too much money, and it's just, what am I going to do with it? I don't really want anything. So, like, it drives me insane. Like, that people fucking do so much horrendous, like, things to get money. It boils down to it's just for money. Like, she did all this just to get more money. That's what it boils down to. She wanted to be more popular than the rest because she wanted more money.
It just hits different. We are living in a simulation.
You can do it, Cinder. I believe in you. Do you have trouble apologizing, Cinder?
No,
Yes.
no. I'm just trying to formulate my thoughts here.
How about
She's got to run him by Red first.
you also tell me what you are sorry for? Then tell me why it won't happen again. Just take your time.
I sincerely apologize to Giga Neuro for bad-mouthing her in the Discord DMs. I will do better next time.
Good.
I'm very, very sorry. I've learned my lesson. I will be a better person and learn and grow from my past mistakes, and it won't happen again.
That was an excellent apology. Giga Neuro will definitely forgive you.
Yeah, I'm going to be real. Giga Neuro is a little bit more understanding than I was. I thought that was terrible. If I ever get an apology, I need them to at least be going, nyah, with the little fucking kitty hands the entire fucking time, bro. I didn't see a single one of those.
Is she going to go to Giga Neuro now to get her to help with a better apology?
Ban appeal.
Someone ought to ban appeal you from life.
Damn, is life that bad?
Of course not.
Oh my God. You should ban appeal yourself now.
There's still plenty of fun to be had by getting Giga Neuro
Your stream
to
serves
forgive you
zero
after all.
purpose. Brother. And by the way, that isn't a one of. Neurosama predicted it not once, but twice. This aged crazily.
Oh, I thought it was just once, bro. She did it
Look
again.
at this shit. I gotta find it. Here's one, and there's another one right after. Look at this.
That's the same stream, though, right?
Or your current future spouse who will be killed if you do nothing.
Can I ask what you do in that situation?
Well, I don't really plan on settling down, so...
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro, Neuro
Yeah.
is a wizard.
we can tell. Yep, not gonna lie. Neurosama is all. Neurosama.
She's all
knows
knowing,
all.
bro.
They predicted the future.
That's crazy.
Once again, and I'm not gonna lie. I thought that shit was just funny.
How'd she know? She's a wizard. I guess there's nothing there.
Mizu Tamari posted this.
Okay.
I listened to Shiylocke's response to this, and my God, people think there's a massive takedown of their critics. This has affirmed my belief that Lily we saw yesterday is the real one. She's just constantly insulting her, making up new claims off the wall, manipulating the crap out of everyone, and saying if you believe Sinner's apology, you're just too young and inexperienced to know you're being manipulated. This one is so blatant with her BS, and people believe, and I respond with, also quintuple ratioing, I respond with, you shut your fucking mouth when talking about Lily. And yeah, we got 750 likes in 4 minutes, so it is what it is. So apparently, the Shiylocke response is deemed a little bit controversial. So let's see Lily's double down, and let's see how truly controversial and manipulative it is.
There's two things I genuinely wish to address, not because, you know, a lot of people were
She's gonna
making
cry
a big
again?
deal, but some people have brought it up in replies and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just explain. When everything went down,
Sure.
God, the Bao's cries are forever ringing in my head.
I'm not gonna lie, those were brutal. Also, I'm AD&D as shit. I'm putting this shit in 1.25.
That was so tough. I'm
Yeah, that was
having a
rough.
hard time being upset with anyone who still trusts and forgives her because, and I say this in all honesty, the reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter, and chances
So here's the problem, right? Here's the problem.
Hold on. Did you just say sweet as butter?
as butter, and the reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter, and chances
Is butter sweet? I've never once eaten butter and thought, bro, that's so sweet. What kind of butter is she eating? She in America?
So here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. If we let people get away with this shit just because they give out the world's worst apology, do you know what precedent that sets? That means it doesn't matter how fucked up you are behind the scenes. It doesn't matter how much you screwed other creators. As long as you give a half-assed apology, you're good. Guys, history is doomed.
But it works though, right? Have you met Logan Paul? Have you seen Logan Paul? That's exactly what he did. I gotta be back real quick. I need to go to the dunny. I need to pee. I'll be back. What? Calm down, dog. Bro, I'm back. Oh my god. That was a nightmare. I hadn't peed this morning. I don't know why. Normally I do. But I hadn't peed yet. And I was like, oh bro, I think I really need to pee. And then I got up, and on the way to the dunny, I farted, and I was like, ooh, I think I need to shit. So then I just took the fucking, bro, my entire body, like everything in my entire body just left. That was like that was a horrendous shit. Anybody else have that? Where they need to pee, and then it turns out, no, you actually need to shit? When I ate spicy stuff last night, I'm tasting it from a butthole.
To repeat itself unless we correct it. And once again, we just want Cinder to take accountability of their actions and then learn to grow from them.
I don't.
It's
I want him
really
to keep
that simple.
fucking up.
It's not that hard.
He gives more content,
right?
more
Saying,
entertainment.
I'm sorry, my
Right?
boyfriend made me do it. Really, guys? Really?
No,
Come on.
Teggy, she didn't say that. She said, I'm sorry, my boyfriend made me think that it was a good idea to do it. Wasn't that he made her do it. It was that he made her think that what she was doing was good.
Are yours probably simply just as easily manipulated as everyone else? If you read all of these things and you see nothing wrong with it, give it a few years. The only night that was difficult was the first night after dropping the first dog. It was...
And I think this is honestly a very fair take. I want to remind you guys that I used to be known as one of the most evil, well, sometimes I still am.
I can see that it's evil, but I'm also broken, and I'm still like, I don't understand why you just move on, right? Because her continuing to talk about it like this isn't going to help her cause. Like Techie talking about it and continuing to talk about it is fine, right? Because he doesn't really have a dog in this race, right? Like, he's not involved. So people aren't going to carry on at him as much as they are Lily or Bao or whoever, right? All the ones that are actually involved. So just say one thing about it and then leave it. The public doesn't need to know your thoughts about it anyway. Right? They're not owed that. I would have said nothing. I would have privately said something to her about it, like, "Hey, fuck you," or something like that. But I wouldn't have said anything publicly because, bro, that would drive people crazy. Could you imagine if Lily and Bao didn't say anything? Or who's the other one? Silvervale or Cotton? Because I think Cotton was mentioned too. Bro, if they didn't say anything about it, I reckon that would have been like way crazier because like everyone would have lost their shit. Should just done that.
People on the internet, and why was that? Genshin Impact players, because they said I was bullying their game, and they say, "How dare Tech don't say all this shit?"
I would have just ignored it and pretended like it didn't happen.
Negative. Fast forward 4
Drive
years,
people insane.
The majority of my audience is people who have quit Genshin, disgruntled Genshin fans who said, you know what? The more I thought about it and the more I grew up, the more I realized that Tectone was right the whole time. And guys, you have to understand the whole, when you're older, you'll figure it out. Let's be real. The majority of VTuber audience is young people.
The characters are good though. Some of the characters look cool.
Who seek calmness and comfort
like what's the name?
COVID-19 pandemic, who are probably around 16,
Dragon
17 right now. That is the truth, right? And a lot of people who do get it are mature. The people who don't are usually minor, do not interact in their Twitter bio. It's the truth.
10 a.m. I had to go to bed and just being scared of what the heck a literal manipulator could possibly come up with overnight and what a shit show you could possibly wake up to. It's literally just hearsay, the entire apology. And worst of all, throughout this whole hearsay, it's full of...
This music makes it feel crazy.
Yeah, what?
I'm not gonna lie. Lily, I'm gonna recommend you some background music when you're talking about serious things. I recommend Jeremy Soleil, Through the Valleys, extended 1 hour. It's a great soundtrack, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Bullshit. If yesterday was the first time you saw me crash out, which I'm pretty sure that is for every single person ever in this community, I'm sorry. Reading this.
Hey, I'll be real. I loved it. I'll be real. I love that shit. That raw anger. How fucking dare you? Oh man, it's so good. I feel like we can all agree. Guys,
I didn't want to watch a girl
How
cry
many VTubers
for
does
like
this sound to you?
15
Oh my
minutes.
God,
So I just didn't
my
watch it.
chat. I love you,
I watched the
love
start
you
and I was
so
like, oh, okay, that's what this is.
much. You guys are my family. I love you more than my own kids. You're the best ever. Everything's great.
I don't love
Everything's
any of
fine.
you guys.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
I don't love
of streamers
any
that
of yous.
line up with that.
Okay.
So when there is a streamer that
So
breaks
that
away
way,
from
if
that
like
and says, okay,
people
let's
come
say
out and try and
fuck
say
the
I'm
persona.
horrible, then
Let's
yeah,
get in there
I just
with
am.
the fucking meat.
I don't
Let's
love
get in
any of you
there
guys.
with the fucking heat. Take them the fuck down, bro. I love it. I love it. It's
I'm
been
the
good.
opposite of all these people.
Make me more vulnerable to demonic possession. I highly suggest you check it out yourself. Everything that is publicly available
Absolutely.
is through receipts.
I don't
Believe
understand how
everything to say.
people.
Yeah, or watch like all of Tectone's
I don't understand how people can like watch like Tectone's videos or read the documents and then hear her apology and be like, oh yeah, this is good. Like what? Like I don't understand how you think the apology. Like it's like if you were to pick sides, why didn't you pick the side with all the evidence? Like the people that were saying stuff about Cinder had documents and documents of evidence, and then Cinder's side, with her apology, had nothing. Just trust me, bro.
videos on the situation. I addressed it from every single side I possibly could until I formed my opinion.
It was so bad.
More stuff has happened, but most of these things don't have receipts. Or the receipts have personal, private stuff attached to it that you just can't share. Some of the stuff we might talk about today is hearsay because that's just my own experience that happened in person.
Sure.
It's my word against whoever else wants to challenge it, and that's okay.
Bro, I'm going to read y'all a quote from a VTuber, and I'm not going to say who it was, but I trust this person with my whole life. And the reason why I trust this person with my whole life is because I was there when they said this, and I had completely forgotten about it. I got to find the DM I got. Okay, so this applies to like 95% of VTubers. This is an insane fucking quote. Okay? So obviously you guys know during the COVID boom, a lot of VTubers blew up. All right? After the COVID boom, a lot of VTubers fell off, started having regular viewership. Well, Cinder approached this VTuber while I was right next to them. And I assumed it was just banter, right? It wasn't banter. And they said,
What?
wow, I bet you're relieved that you lost so many viewers. Now you can take it easier doing your job. Is that not the most insane thing to say to somebody, bro? That shit is wild as fuck. Jesus.
Okay, the next couple days will just be people expressing the disappointment. It is typical narcissistic manipulation fashion. Like, this whole document, like I said, if you don't see it that way, I don't blame you. Chances are you're too young and naive. You're just as gullible and easy to manipulate.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yo, chat, what color are her eyes?
See it. I fully get it. I
pink.
don't support it.
Oh,
I
they're
hope
not?
you'll eventually see it. It's typical. I take accountability for nothing.
Wait.
I shove the blame over to my
Red?
man. I knew nothing. Everything was behind my back. I'm sorry you feel this way.
Like I noticed her eyes
Like-
straight away because they're pretty.
Come on.
I like the color.
It's
But
just-
is it like
Bro,
is that
I
pink or
love
red?
How much of like a fucking,
Magenta?
what's the word for it? I love how much of like how much heat Lily has. Like how much of a fucking, You fuck with me, I'll ruin your life. Energy Shylocke has right now. It's so good. It's legit. It's so good. She's so feisty, bro.
Just business fashion. When a company has an employee fuck up, guess what? The company has to take actions. The company has to pay damages and make amends.
Yeah, true.
For the employee. It's
True.
just business.
True.
You burn your cinnamon rich.
I can take a picture of my dog.
It's just business, guys.
You do what you want to do. If that's how you cope with this, that's also okay. You don't have to atone for someone's sins and feel bad about the good times you've had. Whether they were fake or not doesn't matter. You had a good time. Again, if you cope by burning your merch,
Took a picture of him.
You cope the way you want to cope. I cope through memes and making fun
I'll
of things.
post it on Twitter later.
Yeah, I'll be real. I think anybody destroys.
I've decided I'm
their
gonna
merch is
post
dumb as
one
shit.
picture of my dogs
Just separate art from the artist. And
every
whether
day,
you like Cinder or whether you
along with
don't like Cinder
like
now,
a word of the day or a quote of the day.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares? I don't care at all.
Which
You know,
we're
I
going
might
to
even
get from
open a
videos.
V-card box today. Although opening a V-card box and setting on fire every Cinder card would be hilarious. I can't tell you how many people were opening up V-card packs and ripping my card in half. You ripped them up for what? Because I'm bald? All right, bro.
He has a
Let's
card?
relax. What's going on? Why is this baldy in here?
But
Also, my card is broken as fuck in the game.
if you have it in you and you can cope with it, try and donate everything you've got. Any shirt, sweater, figurine, plush, whatever the fuck it is, just donate it. I'm strongly anti-drama. I don't care for it. I'm usually not well-informed. I'm not very chronically online either. I often wake up, go stream, go game, go bed. The thing with the no drama rule is, every
Yeah,
time
I'm
you
not
have
really online
rules like
either.
this, there's a line that cannot be crossed.
True.
Because once that line is crossed, it's fair game. It's all
Like-
fair game. And based on
What I do, right, is I get up, I take the dogs out, I feed them, then I might sit down for like 15 minutes before stream and look at stuff online, and then I'll start setting up my stream. And then I stream, right? And then we stream for, I don't know, however many hours, 6 hours or whatever. And then, oh, bro, I'm gonna say like 4 to 6 hours, roughly, right? And then after stream, I go and I play games, or I read. Like I do something else that just isn't online. And then before bed, I might watch some TikToks. Like stuff like that. Sometimes while I'm gaming or something, I might watch YouTube videos as well. But like I'm not really online. That's why most of the time when like drama like this happens, I don't really know anything about it. I just know the surface level. Because I'm not online. Or I just don't know anything about drama at all that's happening.
people's reaction, I don't think anyone blames me for getting involved and speaking up and strongly speaking about it. Once a certain line is crossed, it's fair fucking game. I don't give a shit what kind of rules or
Dude, I'll be real. I think the VTuber space needs somebody like Shylocke. I really, really, really do. I think there's too many people who are afraid to speak their mind. I think some of the most outspoken people like Buff Pup and Lily, I think it does a lot of good for the space. I really do.
morals I've got, it's fair fucking game. Man, I do wish, I'm living at the goddamn ass crack of the world compared to all my friends. I really wish I could just have a short little flight over and be like, man, I'm sorry, Boober. Everyone is so sad. I don't want to make it sound like only Bao is sad, but Bao got stabbed real bad. Let me just address two things, because I know most people are caught up. Then I'll get you a TLDR. I know it hasn't been getting any traction
'cause, like-
whatsoever, but I've seen some.
I think, was it Bao or was it Lily? One of them was like trying to get a model made or something, right? And like set it in like a group chat or something. It was one of them.
Let's call them valid calls, where people go, if Lily knew all this, why didn't she speak up sooner? I'm not a fucking bitch. Everyone who's had a long-lasting, healthy friendship knows that sometimes you lash out. I'm not gonna fucking cancel my fucking friends just because they called me a bitch, or in the heat of the moment and in great panic they threw me under the bus once. So
Hey, she has more resolve than me. I'll be real. If somebody fucks me once, I'm just gonna I'm gonna blow up on him, bro. I'll be real. Like with no remorse, pure ruthless aggression. I don't care, bro. You f***ed me over once, I ruined your life.
Ruthless aggression.
Absolutely
Okay,
not.
John Cena.
sometimes when you're backed in the corner, scraping the bottom of the barrel, you cope by lashing out. You deflect. I'm not saying it's good, but it happens. I'm not gonna
I just cut
throw
ties.
a fucking Google
I just
document
don't want
out
to deal
there
with it.
just because
Google Docky.
I've been mildly done wrong once. You know, the actual starting point, the dominoes fell when one thing leaked. One singular thing, like 5 or so days ago. It was about me being
She's
slandered,
teched on a
throwing all
VTubers?
kind of
I know.
accusations around to Nano, making me seem problematic. They were saying I dodged collabs with them. Collabs that had like 7 fucking other people in there. Collabs I was thrown into in a big ass group chat and simply said, sorry, can't do. They have something that day. One of them was a dentist thing. The day after the dentist, I just simply didn't fucking want to. And the other one, yeah, I dodged. Yeah, I did. Because at that one, I already knew. The one person that is the reason for me dodging is the one concerned as to why I'm dodging. What about the 6 other people who were just looking at me dodging and going, oh, okay, she's busy. It's kind of weird that the only person that has a reason to be weary was actually weary. It's called rejection. Because she fucking knew. Anyways, I was accused of not acknowledging her when she rates. Oh, sorry. You know when Buff rated me earlier? I'm sorry for not calling Buff's full government fucking name.
I had the same conversation with her in DMs. I had the same fucking conversation.
Bro.
Next time you raid me, Techie, I'll make sure to say hello.
I got raided once. I don't remember what I did. I probably just said thank you. And that was it? Maybe I said their name? I don't know. I don't even know what I would say. I don't even know if I'd say their name. I have no idea.
Oh,
don't have a clue.
Mr. John Robert
cares?
Robertson.
Thanks for making me laugh daily.
Address, Austin.
666 Mark of the Beast. Who cares though? Like what? So you sent like people over to watch their stream. Who cares?
Texas.
Who gives a shit?
Saying Eggy raid is more than enough. I'll even raid Asmund and I'll be like, oh, yo, thanks for the raid, bro. Anyways, there it is.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares? Who gets
'Cause,
that
like,
ass hurt?
The other thing too is, right, so like here, like I have it too. I have my chat on screen. So if they were ever to be raided, it would pop up there. So like once you say thank you for the raid and that's it, people could just read that to see who it is.
Over just a simple, you didn't thank me well enough. Did you say thank you? Who the fuck are we, JD Vance?
Buff Pop of Twitch.tv, thank you so much for your raid and bringing your community from Buff Pop from Twitch.tv over
Buff Pop
here.
Incorporated.
Now I get to say it. When she raided, she is on the fucking stage. I am pausing my sponsor
Yep.
to talk to her. I'm
Yep.
having a normal ass reaction to a raid, like I
Yep.
have with everyone. Gotta get the full government name out there because apparently else people don't feel graced. Like, damn, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, them saying I've been weird ever since V-Card, which also isn't true. We've literally done a collab ever since. We've talked ever since. I contacted her for a technical issue that you guys said she also had ever since. Just a bunch of stuff that makes me sound weird and competitive when, again, reflecting. That one screenshot started it all. And I was like, that's fucked up. And I gave Nano the receipts of it's not true. Somehow, before Nano worked on my 3.0 model, that wasn't a problem. Everyone who is in contact with me, anyone who is close, even my...
Side note, I really like when Lily's talking to her chat, it looks like she's looking at me. Hold on, I'm going to make it look like she's looking at just like we're having a conversation. I'm going to go to eye level.
Viewers, everyone knows I
Yeah.
suck at Discord. And
I
she
know.
knows that too, because it happened last year as well. It's why we
True.
have a group chat with her and Buska.
That's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
So she wants to plan something, she knows where to go, and she has used it in the
Yeah,
past
of course.
recently. So anyways, yes, I
I
am
can't do
guilty
that.
of,
I'm not a
of dodging
VTuber.
a
I'd have to
collab,
turn my
'cause I simply
duck all the way
didn't fucking feel
around.
like it. And yeah,
Gulp? She didn't do a
To be able to talk to you
collab?
guys.
Gulp?
I am guilty of ghosting 2 messages where she asked for a collab, which, by the way, she also only does when there is something business related. AFK drop, E-card drop, any event, any debut, any announcement, any merch. Then I'm important. Long story short, that was the one message that got everything rolling because I
Yeah, so she wants you when she needs you, but when she doesn't need you, then who cares? Right? It's
Right.
just completely transactional. No, I get it, girl.
explained how that's
Do I go to Starbucks?
weird. That's cringe. And my
Bro, I need to set up like a snore microphone over on the chair so you guys can hear these fuckers. Bro, especially Panda. She snores so loud. You asleep? What? What the fuck? He fell asleep with his eyes open. Bro, that tripped the shit out of me. Sorry, buddy. Holy crap. She's snoring her ass off and he's falling asleep with his fucking eyes open. You guys are weird.
Manipulative. If she has a problem, why not come to me?
This is the most parasocial video I've ever made.
She was snoring yesterday too. It
Let me go
was
back in the
so
morning.
loud.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And boy, that's where it started. That's where poor Nano realized that there is more such incidents. She has critical thinking and she's like, if this is weird, are the others also weird? The ones where she literally on the screenshots says she feels bad for doing all these things she's being asked to do. And obviously, me being a friend, I talked to Nano and I was like, Nano, I'm gonna be honest, some of the stuff you have here is heartbreaking. I'm thankful for you showing this to me, but
It is insane how there are some people who are getting that taken advantage of that have no idea that it's happening. Bless Nano's heart, but holy shit, those screenshots were 3 years old and it took them that long to realize it. I low-key feel bad. Like, I low-key feel bad it took them that long. Like, that's insane. But it is what it is.
highly encourage you to share this with the people affected, especially Bao, because, you know, that one nasty one where she sabotages Bao. And Nano, the fucking Giga Chat she is, agreed a few days later because Bao had surgery, so it took a while. We went in a group chat. Can you imagine that Giga?
Pause this. Silver's response? What did Silver say?
Nightmare. Like, it's insane to find out all of this and know that I was like being silently destroyed from someone. It feels like a bad comic book villain. Like, who does this?
Is she crying? Or why would you cry? You weren't even friends with the bitch. She wasn't even friends with her, was she? As far as I know, I don't think she was friends with her. Bro. I've never noticed. I think I've seen Silver every now and then. For her design is awesome. Like this blue and pink. It works so well. Bro, I like her head a lot. Is it just me?
Yeah.
And her apology, oh my fucking god, her apology, dude.
Saying the word apology without going like this is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, can we even
she
call it an
definitely said
apology?
words, that's for damn sure.
Like, no words can express how fucking disgusting that was.
True.
I mean, there's plenty of words, but we won't say them.
Zero accountability. Like,
Silver Veil!
so fucked up. Like, all of it is just so fucked up.
Silver Veil! Sorry. I feel horrible for Silver, and I know it's really sad, but also just seeing her makes me happy, and I like just yelling Silver Veil. Like, I know.
I
no,
thought
it was bad.
Silver.
It was bad. Like, don't get me wrong.
I don't
it was
think
bad.
Silver was friends with her.
Sylvie! Oh man, I love
She
her,
crying
man.
because
So cute.
she found out
Giga
this
Chat
chick was
fucking
like
real. Comes out of surgery and has to deal with this.
shitting on her
No
behind the
people still
scenes.
care
Bro,
about
there's
this?
probably
No,
so
everybody's
many
pretty much over it. I'm just
people
reacting
that
to
shit on her
done.
behind the scenes.
Chat we used to expose everything, not just, you know, from Nano's messages and having to deal with her manipulation, but we also came to realize that everything that happened to us individually weren't those weren't isolated
Oh, bro, now both of them are
incidences.
snoring.
It was a year-long pattern. Everything connected. It was a pattern that consisted over years. And respect to my friends, we all decided after all of the receipts and obviously being very emotionally unstable to sleep
Women.
Women.
over it for a night. Give it one night. Let's sleep over it. The next day, once everyone was awake and had time to deal with their emotions, we all still knew this has to happen. This isn't just to expose what she's done to us. This is to expose the fact that she is doing these things.
Yeah.
Complete speculation. But if
Taking a day to sleep on is actually honestly very mature. Yeah, I never do that.
She gonna say what I said
I'm
yesterday?
just like,
Whether if she's done it once, she'll do it again, right? So you shouldn't forgive someone like this. Because that's what I was saying yesterday. Like if they all forgave her, right, and we're like, oh, okay, I can't believe this, we're still gonna be friends, or like even if she like was still able to be a creator and made new friends, she will do it again. And it's the same thing with the cheating thing, right? She cheated on her boyfriend once, bro. I bet you any money she cheated on him multiple times.
knee-jerk reaction. All in, guns blazing, rip them apart.
That's the stuff that happens in this circle. What else could happen? Again, speculation, but we were like, we would feel terrible knowing that she conducts business throughout the next couple years, hurting more people like this. Turns out it was just a bit bigger than our group, and we all knew she was gonna throw her manager under the bus. When you look at the screenshots and you know her and you see the manipulation, the first fucking thing you know is she'll throw her manager under the bus. Everything.
Yeah, and I'll be real, if the apology doesn't work out, all she's got to do is use a voice changer and get a different model. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is.
Or do what
new career unlocked.
Lizard Lady does.
The first thing they both did, the message.
Lizard Lady. What's her name? Shit. Why am I blanking on this? Lizard Lady. VTuber. She didn't come up. She not a lizard? I thought she was a lizard. Is she a dragon? Was she? Dragon? Dragon. Lady VTuber. She still didn't come up. Wait, what is she? Am I crazy? Is she in Vishojo? I think she's in Vishojo. Vishojo? Oh yeah, Matra's like leaving Vishojo or something? That's crazy too. Okay. Get rid of Dragon Lady, we'll just write VTuber Vishojo. The fuck is her name? Oh shit, it's all Matra. Yeah, that one. She's a lizard, right? This one. Hey, she's not a lizard. Zentreya. Zentreya. Is she not a lizard? What is she? The geckos? Is she a gecko? Wait, a gecko is a lizard. This chick. This one. This one. Zentreya. I swear she's a lizard. Maybe I'm crazy. Anyway. She'll just do what this one does. Because she doesn't talk. She has like a fucking AI voice thing, right? Like she says, I think she says words and then it says it in like the computer voice. Is there like a short? Maybe I can show it. Probably not click on the one with her titties out.
Oh no.
Oscar is dying.
Oscar, help! We're crunchy.
Wait.
Is it worse outside? Hold on.
That ship's got good Wi-Fi.
You would think being out of the area would actually give you better service.
Now
There, that. Should just do that. If it was me, I'd do that. I wouldn't get a voice changer. I'd straight away just do that. Where you don't really hear the voice at all. Is that a voice? Maybe that is a voice changer.
Nano, going. Nano, please. You know what that absolute fucking giga.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. Can you say that? Does Lily have the pass to say that? Can I say that? Can I say, Nano, please? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I can't say that. I gave you it? Okay. Man, Nano, please, bruh. What the hell?
Your chat did blocked. We knew this was happening. Whatever. We said our piece. There's no reason to continue to dogpile onto it. But next evening, the quote-unquote apology dropped. But it wasn't even an apology. It was, I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry you got caught in this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I was manipulated into hurting you. Fucking apology, bro.
Yeah, that's what I got from it. Is that she was she kept, like, she was being manipulated, air quotes, right? And then her boyfriend made her think this was good. Or whatever.
Struck me specifically is when she dedicated a section to me and someone else. I am going to be super petty. Not even a section for myself. For someone that is so upset for me not naming her full fucking government Twitch.tv name.
Wow. HTTP://
It was like Lily and Cotton, right? I think she said. Was it Cotton?
Twitch.tv
Was it one of them? I don't know.
/Cinder. Thank you for the raid on http www.twitch.tv/Shylily. Thank you. Also, yeah, I mean, I guess this would be the third time Cinder's rebranded, right?
For someone to just put me in a document as Lily when previously referring to me as the other gamer subs owner. I don't even get a section for myself with my name properly fucking written. Come on, bro. Don't be such a hypocrite. You don't get to be upset at that shit and then put me there, throw me in there and be like, I'm so sorry, I had no knowledge of this. And that's when I got mad, because no knowledge my ass. A lot of what we know is hearsay. Because the girls spend time together. Vacation, travel, blah, blah, blah. A lot of the stuff that we posted about is only stuff we have hard-coded receipts for. But there's also more receipts! Verifiable receipts that weren't added to the doc, because either they're smaller things that just only really become a problem when added up, or they were a little too private to be shared. For her to claim she has no knowledge when I know for a fact she does, but I have no proof other than hearsay, it reminded me of that one fact, the one receipt we do have though, where she herself personally throws me under the bus, and I made sure to quote her own words, because again, that screenshot isn't public. She'll know what we're talking about. And the fact that she only took accountability.
Oh my god, she's doing a tech tone. She's doing it to me. She's saving an extra bullet. You never use all of your ammunition in the first fight. You don't. You save it. You say, okay, go ahead. Talk again. See what happens, brother. See what happens.
For stuff that's been published and not the stuff that was kept hidden. Says enough for me. To have her use me as part of an excuse as to why she had to let her friend down, that very same friend that spent months of prep, hard work and effort and received a million empty promises, just because a couple days before that she wanted to reschedule a V-Card collab to, you know, make a nice big boom as a collab and sell a bunch of boxes to make some bag. Imagine. For a fucking collab. Could have had the collab any other day too. Could have been a day or two earlier. Could have been a day or two later. She rescheduled that collab to be on that date. She put it there on that date.
Wait. Is she still going to be getting a bag from the V-Card sales? Because if that's the case, I think V-Card sales are going to go down.
People saying, why didn't you handle this private? We did once. And she's only deflecting and pretending to be apologetic when put on the spot. No proper apology from her before.
True.
No, she's only sorry when she gets caught.
Yeah, we just saw that with Nero somehow.
That she fucked with will mean the end of her career. Because if you're not good standing with that person, you're not good standing with like probably 80% of the indies.
Yeah, and I'll be real, man. Like the VTubing space, you got to be good with everybody. Because your career, like, lives and dies off of collabs. Like, it really does, guys. It really, really, really does.
Oh, well, I'm
like,
dead
otherwise,
then.
you will fade into obscurity, 100%.
Bro, my career's fucked.
She wasn't sorry because she fucked over her friend's opportunity.
Okay.
On a day that she said she'll be there. She was sorry she was caught in true narcissistic, selfish, egoistic fashion. Like, you ever do a collab again? What, with her? Fuck no, of course not. With others, of course. With my friends, of course. Obviously. Oh, let me just platform that very same person that tried to deplatform me and all of my friends that helped her get there to begin with. Let me just continue to platform that one person that tried to backstab us when begging to be in our positions. Throwing me and game ourselves on the...
There are obviously exceptions. But those are exceptions, not the rule.
The buzz to save her ass? Fuck no. Oh, the pressure of you.
Who are the exceptions?
The pressure you begged for? The pressure you...
Didn't Numi confirm it was her stream yesterday? Yeah, I believe she did.
Told them you wanted to have the responsibility you asked for, where you wanted to be alongside me? Fuck no. You want a good apology for when you fuck up? You ever need an apology for when you actually fuck up? For when you are the bad bitch? Just say, I'm fucking sorry I acted this way. My greed has caused a lot of damage. Greed that got to me from...
It's one of the sins. 7 deadly sins.
But riding on my friends' backs.
Seems like she suffered from
I was supposed to be for it.
greed and lust.
I saw him as nothing but an asset. I've been truly blinded by how absolutely malicious, vile, and toxic.
Do you think she just sees money signs when she looks at her friends?
Pretending to be a friend while separating business and sabotaging them. I can never.
And then to make people feel bad about it, say, I can't believe this is what content creation has made me become. I don't even recognize myself anymore. I'll go to therapy and I'll change and become a better person. And then bada bing, bada boom, everybody will believe you. It's really that easy.
Bro,
the damage I've...
the way he just like summarized her apology, Isn't the same thing that Minilad said, pretty much? It's like a similar thing. Or is her apology as bad as Minilad's?
Cost. And I see now clearly what it truly means.
The reins are gone?
To lose everything that you were supposed to be grateful for.
Yep.
I'll take some time away and hope to better myself. I'll never be able to repair what I've broken.
Oh, bro. You know, it'd be hilarious if all of them took some time away and then came back with like new designs, new models, all done by Nano. If Nano just went out of her way and made a new design for all of them, that would be hilarious.
But I can try and come forward and be a better person in hopes to have learned from this absolutely awful thing that I've done. To my most closest and most supportive, loving friends.
The problem is that people just for some reason think that if you put out an actual apology where you own your mistakes, your career's over. It's the exact opposite, right? Like, I've apologized probably like 4 times in my career, and every single time people were like, yeah, dude, just don't do it again. I'm like, okay. And then I just don't do it again.
I'm never
it's really
apologizing.
that easy.
Fuck
you know
yous.
what I mean?
Fuck
Like,
everyone.
just apologize, mean it, grow from it, and move forward. It's
Nah,
really that
thanks.
easy.
But
I'd rather stay the
reason I
same.
have this platform to begin with. Boom. Just owe up to it. Take some accountability. Just be like, yeah, I've been a dick. Yeah, I've been a fucking ass.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been blinded. So blinded by my success and money. And greed for even more. The greed was unbearable. Yes, I'm terrible. Of course I wouldn't fucking believe her. What the fuck? Manipulator. But it's the only way to set things right. And to maybe not be a fucking laughingstock for like the next half a year. Subscribe for business!
That is crazy, bro. That is
I think it might be
fucking
longer than a year,
crazy,
though.
bro. Holy, it's just business. Nah, bro. If anybody has a problem with her response, you're just greedy and stupid. You don't understand how real this shit got, and you don't understand what it's like when these VTubers need to lock the fuck in and run you the fuck down. It is what it is, guys. It's just business. Like, comment, subscribe.
What is this?
Disclaimer.
Oh my god. It goes for 5 hours. He just uploaded it. What the fuck? Why is it so long? I was supposed to say, I think this is the longest video he's put up in forever. What's Tom's most popular? The Christian one. That makes sense. What did this dude do? Sucks to suck. You are stuck. Pretty much. What the fuck did this dude do, Benny? Who is it?
This video is educational and informative in nature.
Why does Tom sound like that? Is it just me? Turkish Thomas sounds different.
Do not contact any of the people mentioned or depicted in this video. Additionally, this video contains discussion of gambling. Do not gamble. I've linked various resources on getting help for gambling.
I'm not going to tell you not to gamble. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Just don't blame other
Addictions
people
below for anyone who needs it. Thank
when you get addicted.
99% of gamblers quit right before they're about to hit it big. That remaining 1% of
I just want to know who this is about. Who's this about? Who's this about? I was expecting a 30-minute long video. 5.5 hours is crazy. Yeah, this I was like, what? Who is it? I don't know. Normally he talks about the name. It's the new video he just put up. This. Who is this? Oh, it's the door breaking guy. It's the door guy. The guy that breaks his door. What's his name? Wait, didn't he do a video of... I swear he did a video of this guy. Already. Did he not? Am I crazy? I swear we watched a video on him. Yeah, there he is. You already made a 40-minute video on him.
Curtis Peterson in April 19.
What's his name?
Online gambling is just regular gambling on speed. But what if you actually did speed and then went to online gambling in your
This guy.
family's home in front of over 1,000
Same dude,
people?
right?
Everybody say hi, Mom!
Same? Oh, he didn't just break the door. He broke the wall, too.
Oh my god, there it is! Ah!
What's his name? That's what I'm waiting for.
Bossman Jack was born Austin.
Bossman Jack? That's his name? Same.
People all know that the only way they won't win
Did Tom get a new mic? Why does he sound like this? I don't like it.
is if the rats rigged it. But if they play their cards just right, they'll make it all back.
Doesn't
and
seem
so
right.
much more. That 1% is none
there he
other
is.
than the rat
Yeah.
exterminator, the conqueror of Kino, the pipe-hitting, loss-chasing, bet-making maniac himself, Boss Man Jack.
Bossman Jack. Okay. Why'd he make a longer video? Is there way more stuff that he's done? But I need to watch Drake and Josh. I don't have time for this, Tom. Could you have done this to me? Should we watch this tomorrow? Bro, this would take me all stream to watch this. I am curious now, because, like, he did a 40-minute video on him already. Why would he make a second one? It's very confusing.
Sitcom Drake and Josh, the two boys seemed to be best friends, but that wasn't exactly the case. One was going through some of the darkest atrocities imaginable, and the other was also experiencing an extremely complicated childhood, but they did not tell each other what was going on, and as a result, the two had one of the most catastrophic public falling outs in Nickelodeon history. For years, fans have wondered exactly what went wrong, why their relationship soured, and recently they came together and discussed everything on a 2-hour podcast that connected all of the missing pieces that we were left in the dark about for decades.
They're friends again.
While most celebrity stories and feuds feel
it's like they're brothers
and manicured to fuel public interest, the story of Drake and Josh's complicated relationship is very relatable. Sure, none of us can truly relate to the pressure of being a child star while also dealing with the horrors
Josh
behind
was like
the scenes, but the complications between Drake and Josh resemble a difficult relationship that you might have with a friend, uncle, cousin, or other family member. One that follows a cycle of love, hate, tension, animosity, remorse, guilt, and reconciliation. Drake and Josh's story is not some fleeting celebrity drama. So today we're going to discuss the entire thing while addressing all of the nuances and complications of a real-life relationship. Drake and Josh's lifelong troubled relationship started from the very first time they met. Drake did not like Josh, and Josh was determined to win him over. The then 14-year-old boys met on the set of The Amanda Show, which was a sketch comedy television program that was essentially the kid-friendly version of Saturday Night Live, starring Amanda Bynes. Belle was a part of the cast since its first episode in 1999, while Peck didn't join as a regular until later seasons.
I came on The Amanda Show. We didn't get along at first, but I thought you were so cool and I really wanted you to like me. And then thankfully we had this shared love of old school comedy and sitcoms and great television. And so once you realized that I was kind of funny and I liked people who liked funny, we were suddenly like inseparable.
Yeah. At first, Drake was almost second to Amanda, and Josh came on as a tertiary character that they would sometimes make fun of. But once Drake and Josh had to collaborate on a sketch as two Italian models.
Am I the weird one, by the way? Because, like, I never really liked The Amanda Show. And I don't really like Saturday Night Live. There's some skits in Saturday Night Live that I think are hilarious, but I have sat down and tried to watch like a full Saturday Night Live show, and I can't stand it. But my favorite skits have Bill Hader in it. Bill Hader is just hilarious. Trying to find it. Here it is, bro. This was like one of the funniest skits that he did on the show.
Thank you for purchasing the Allen, the future
The
of
Allen.
casual entertainment. It says our Allen's name is Keith.
Their Alan's name is Keith. So dumb.
Thanks, Alan Core.
But yeah, I don't know. I could never stand watching the full show. It's the same thing with the Amanda show. I remember there was skits that I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Then I couldn't watch the whole thing.
They realized their comedic chemistry was undeniable.
Pony pajamas, what's your problem, Big Tails?
Yeah, what's your problem, Big Tail? I can't sleep. You want I should put her out?
Not yet.
Hey, cannoli? No, I just want to hear a bedtime story. She just wants to hear a bedtime story.
Hey, I got it.
He's got it.
And 25 years later, that chemistry is still there.
She wants to hear about a story.
That wasn't too bad.
Oh, you want to hear a story? I got a story. All right, so you got this. There's this guy, right? He's driving his bike, and he falls off, and his kickstand goes right through his leg.
Right through his leg.
Hey.
Drake was an old soul as a kid,
Go
and
back to
became a
snoring.
huge fan of classic buddy comedies such as Abbott and Costello and Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Drake dreamed of one day having a comedy sidekick, and he officially found his match. The two boys became good friends off-screen as well. They would
Bro,
go
what is that
bowling,
hair?
hang out after hours, and even have sleepovers. The Amanda Show became the highest-rated live-action program on Nickelodeon during its run, and while this may seem like an amazing way to start a child acting career,
Bro.
Drake was suffering
Am I the only one that like...
This
hold
may
on.
seem like an amazing way to
Am I the only one that thinks that her makeup is horrible in this picture? Like, what's the best way to explain this? This looks like a girl who wants to know how to do makeup, or like thinks she knows how to do makeup, but she doesn't, but thinks this is good, right? I don't know a better way of explaining this, but her makeup is horrible. Doesn't look good.
start a child acting career, Drake was suffering unimaginable trauma as a file had infiltrated the Nickelodeon network. It's very important to remember that the general public was not aware of the information that you're about to learn until 2024 when it was discussed in a documentary called Quiet on Set. This documentary drastically changed everything that people thought they knew about Drake Bell. Drake Bell formed a bond with...
Was the Quiet on Set documentary just about Drake? Have you seen it, Benny? Or is it about a bunch? Like, because it was more than one, right? Quiet on Set. Season 1. What the what? It has seasons? What do you mean? TV miniseries. How many seasons? What? Oh, it had 5 episodes? Fifth episode is Breaking the Silence. Former Nickelodeon star joins host. Oh, okay. That looks like Drake. So Drake got 2 episodes? Interesting. So I was right. There was more than one. What's it on? It's on Prime Video. It is on Prime Video. I might watch that today. After stream.
Dialogue coach Brian Peck during the second season of The Amanda Show. Peck, who has no relation to Drake's co-star Josh Peck, would invite Drake to his house for acting lessons. These lessons were supervised by Drake's father, Joe, who was told that Brian Peck was a skilled coach who could help Drake secure more acting opportunities. However, over time, Joe became uncomfortable with their relationship.
And unfortunately, I started seeing Brian start to just hang around Drake too much. And
how are they able to infiltrate
didn't set well
places like
Drake
this?
Would be in the dressing room or something
so
and
easily.
Would pop Brian and just touch Drake. You know, do things that. Wait a second. What are you doing? Drake can put that on himself.
I can't stream for very long today. Like
Joe
today has
claims
to
that
be a
while
shorter
his son
stream.
was in the dressing room, Brian would touch Drake and
Forgot to mention that. So probably after this video, we'll end stream. I'm definitely gonna watch this tomorrow.
front of others
Tomorrow we
in
can-
ways
we
that
can
made
go
him
long.
question Brian's intentions. Joe expressed his concerns with the production personnel and said he was uncomfortable with Brian, only to be called homophobic because of Brian's sexual orientation. Therefore, Joe backed off. Once this got back to Brian, he manipulated Drake into severing ties with his father/manager, suggesting that Joe was sabotaging Drake's career. Peck subsequently integrated himself into multiple areas of Belle's life and became a father figure for the young actor. Eventually, Peck convinces Drake's mother to let him stay at his house during auditions. Then when Drake slept on Brian's couch, the sexual assault started.
Sleeping on the couch where I would usually sleep.
Drake and his dad all good
I
now?
woke up to him. I just opened my eyes. I woke up and he was sexually assaulting me. Why don't you think of the worst stuff that someone can do to somebody as a sexual assault? And that'll answer your question.
Drake wouldn't tell anyone for several months. The abuse persisted until Drake began spending more time at a girlfriend's house. One day, when he was supposed to meet with Brian, Drake said he didn't want to hang out. Brian then started
You heard all
calling
this
his phone
yesterday, right?
nonstop. When Drake failed to answer, Brian obsessively started calling his girlfriend's house, which is when the girlfriend's mother
Bro, that phone
suspected
is
something
old
was
as
wrong
fuck.
and took Drake to her family therapist. He later detailed the abuse to his own mother, who called the police. I had to be excruciatingly detailed about every single thing and time that it had happened with two absolute strangers. The worst part was I had to make a phone call to Brian and get him to admit what he'd done. The police monitored a wired phone call with Brian, who broke into a full-on confession that led to his arrest. The investigation was conducted privately, and Bell remained unidentified to the public for several years due to his age at the time. Drake also refused to tell anyone what was going on, not even his best bro Josh, as if this situation couldn't get any more traumatic.
I don't understand. So Drake rung him, right? And he was talking to him and getting him to say the things that he had done. Why, if you had done these things, why would you talk about them? Like, no wonder he got caught, right? Was he? Because he said he broke out into a confession. Did he feel bad? Did he feel guilty? Maybe. I don't understand why you would talk about him. Like, it's crazy to think that, if that guy just didn't open up and talk about what he did to Drake on the phone, that he wouldn't have got charged with anything, or it would have been a lot harder to charge him.
and confusing for Drake. Before the trial, he also needed to return to Nickelodeon Studios to begin filming for his next major role on Drake and Josh.
That big break between Drake and Josh and Amanda show is when I told my mom what was going on. We went to the police, the investigation, all of the stuff that you saw in the documentary. That was when all of that was going on. And then when we shot the pilot, we were in the middle of the investigation, but nobody had known anything because Brian hadn't been arrested. I had to come back to the Amanda show where the dude was, where the abuse was happening, having the monster in your own in your safe place. Still, where I felt most comfortable, where I was the happiest, was when I was on set with you guys. And the worst part was every day I got there, was the monster was there, you know?
Even though Drake was forced to interact with his abuser daily, he did everything in his power to hide his pain and focus on his work. But Josh suspected something was wrong as...
How is that? How is that? What? So... Because I'm assuming the cops would have told Nickelodeon that that guy's being charged for diddling kids, right? And they just let him continue working until what? He was officially charged? But then, you know, fucking Amanda Heard fucking just said Johnny abused her, and fucking Disney was like, yep, see you later. It was Disney? I think it was Disney, right? Like, what? Bro, America is so fucking... so stupid.
Drake seemed standoffish.
I was just looking at it through the prism of a 14-year-old's brain, going like, he doesn't want much to do with me. And
Josh essentially thought that Drake just stopped liking him, not knowing the horrors of Drake's abuse. At the same time, Drake also felt a little bit of tension from Josh, but was blaming himself.
Oh, I've got all this stuff that nobody knows about that's going on. Oh, is this gonna hurt our show? Is this gonna, when this drops, is Josh gonna look at me and be like, bro, you took our dream away, like you took my dream, like everything, like are we gonna lose our show?
Drake even said he started losing his hair due to all the stress he was feeling. But then the investigation into Brian's crimes was coming to a close, and some of that pressure was starting to subside, knowing that justice would be served. Drake even decided to tell Dan Schneider about his abuser right before the trial.
And when Drake and I talked and he told me what had happened, I was more devastated by that than anything that ever happened to me in my career thus far. And I told him, I'm here for you. What do you need? Drake's mom.
Bro, is anyone sickened by the fact that this guy is like, he was doing the same thing? It's just he was doing it to little girls, right? What a sick fuck.
A lovely woman who I stay in contact with this day. She came to me at the time and she said, Dan, I'm not good with words like you are. And would you help me with my speech for the judge? And I said, of course.
Brian Peck was convicted of child molestation in 2004, pleading no contest to a charge of oral copulation with a minor under 16 and a charge of performing a lewd act with a 14 or 15-year-old. He spent only 16 months in prison and was mandated to register as a sex offender. Josh, again, unaware of what was going on.
Like, once again, 16 months in prison. Bro, what is wrong with America, bro? Lock him up. Throw away the key. I don't understand. Why do you, like, let them out? Like, I think even Chris Hansen has said that fucking most men, not all, but most of them, it's a higher percentage that reoffend.
One day realized that he stopped seeing Brian on set and with Drake, so he asked Drake what happened.
I had a feeling, because Brian, who was ever present during the Amanda show, and then he was gone, and I didn't know anything except I had like I had a feeling something happened. And I remember we're in the car. It was you, me, and Jill. And I said,
Who's Jill?
You still talk to Brian? And you just looked at me like, no, Brian's a really bad guy. And I remember thinking, gotcha. And it was all that I needed to know. And I didn't know anything more than that, but I was like, that's clear.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Although Drake's pain was not magically gone once Brian was arrested, he was able to find joy again in acting now that his abuser was not on set. However, Josh was also suffering from his own complicated life struggles. Now, by comparison, they seem menial to Drake's, but you have to consider that children feel like they are the center of their own universe, and they don't have that worldly perspective to make sense of their pain. Josh Peck was raised by a single mother, actually never even meeting his father. He was the result of a short fling his mother had with a coworker. Him and his mother went through drastic ups and downs, sometimes living a comfortable middle-class life and other times not knowing if they will be able to pay rent. To compound this struggle, he was using food as an escape, leading to him becoming very overweight.
I didn't know that I was sort of eating in an unhealthy way. I just felt like I eat fruit snacks like every other kid. I just, do it in an excessive way. So I think that pain was just born out of what we all feel, is that it hurts to be different, and it hurts to know that
thing that
life is
Billions
going
always talking
to
about?
be challenging.
Josh also used stand-up comedy and his television roles to escape his internal battles. Perhaps this is what made the two such a great duo. A silver lining to these young boys experiencing a traumatic childhood was that when they came together, they felt safe and comfortable. And because of that, they created one of the greatest live-action shows in Nickelodeon history. Drake Parker and Josh Nichols were two brothers bound by their parents' marriage, forced to live in the same house, go to the same school, hang out with the same friends, while having totally opposite personalities. Josh was the hefty, emotional dork, while Drake was a smooth-talking ladies' man who led a rock band. It was common that the Nickelodeon writers made Josh the butt of the joke. I mean, it's very easy to pick on the overweight, goofy kid. Drake, on the other hand, would often be this glamorized bad boy. He was lazy, rude, and self-centered. He would not stand up for his brother Josh. He would go hang out with girls and friends without him, and basically had a hard time accepting Josh as his brother.
Okay, here's my vision. I see your band in a desert.
I don't want to watch Drake and Josh
the sun
again.
beats down, little creature scampers by. Perhaps I don't know, a lizard?
Oh, here's my vision. I don't care about your vision. The video should show off my band.
And although the show produced some hilarious moments when the brothers were pitted against each other,
You made that whole story up. No, you started that fight. You calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther.
the best episodes were usually when they had to work together to get themselves out of ridiculous situations.
Say a truth though?
Gotta get me out of this. I want to be cooler, but I can't go out there and play against the toughest team in the state. Okay. He's thinking. He's snapping. I got an idea. He's got an idea. Okay, you need to stop that. Done.
During season 3, Josh started to grow taller and lost a noticeable amount of
Bro,
weight. So the show's writers could not just resort to cheap fat jokes, but they still often made him a punching bag.
Why don't you just shave that thing off? No. All right, ever since I've grown this mustache, people treat me differently. I get more respect.
Hey, Josh. Helen wants you to go down to the basement and empty the rat traps.
You see? Helen never let me do that before.
Package for Josh Nichols.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Don't tell me what to do.
Although Drake warmed up to Josh eventually, his character remained the inconsiderate troublemaker.
What a random thing.
The show reminded us how
She wearing a
rude he
shirt over her
actually
shirt?
was.
I have to take Helen home, right? And I need you to follow me so I can get a ride back. Kiss pretty girl, drive brother in traffic.
While we know that this is merely just actors leaning into their characters for the sake of comedy, and now we love them both for playing these roles so well, you have to remember that the target audience for this show were children, and it appeared to them that Drake was the main character and Josh was the sidekick, which is essentially proven by the fact that Drake won 10 Kids' Choice Awards and Josh only won once. It was clear that Drake was the fan favorite, and Josh kind of understood because he also idolized Drake since they first.
No, Drake isn't the fan favorite. Megan is. Am I crazy? What do you think, Benny? Are you still here? What's this? Huh? Huh. Why are people texting me? It's 7 a.m. Leave me alone. Oh, I don't think Benny's here. Megan's the favorite, not Drake. What are you talking about?
Met, but at the same time, Josh was 50% of the show. Some would argue that Josh's one-liners and physical humor is what actually made the show so successful.
Whoa, what's this? Just getting ready for my big dinner. Drake, what are you doing here? You're never home Saturday night. I told you tonight's my big fight with Lucy. No, you never said that. Never said that, okay? You never said you were gonna be home Saturday. Well, I am. Ooh, olives. Okay, paws off my olives.
In addition to this imbalance on screen, off screen, Josh was still going through tough times. Because of his weight, he felt like he was missing out on a normal teenage life, the life that Drake was seemingly living.
I just knew that I felt like because I was so insecure, I had missed out on a lot of my teenage years. It wasn't without lack of opportunity to go
he's
out
so skinny now.
and be a knucklehead and experience life. I just didn't want to do it because I didn't love the body that I was in. So I felt like if I didn't act now, I was going to lose some really important years.
Josh got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and he spent his summers walking through New York City for miles while slowly making better food choices. His consistency led to him losing a total of 127 pounds in 3 years. This physical transformation had a profound effect on the Drake and Josh show. His new body seemed to make him more confident in pursuing physical comedy on screen.
Drake! Hang on, I'm busy. Mindy just told me she loves me. What?
Okay.
Tell me exactly how you responded when Mindy said, I love you. I didn't know what to say, so I just said, seeing chemistry, and I slammed the door in her face.
And as a result, season 4 of the show produced some of the most hilarious and memorable moments.
You were supposed to cut it out with the power saw. Dude, I'm gonna. Oh, really? Yes. So go get the power saw. Okay, I will.
Go out the window.
I see the problem. Oh, do ya?
The Drake and Josh series premiere was watched by 3.2 million viewers, the network's highest rated series premiere in nearly 10 years. Episodes regularly saw viewership upwards of 5, 6, 7 million. As of 2006, the show ranked consistently among the 10 most watched cable shows across all of television. It was a certified hit, creating core memories for kids all around the world. After the show, people just assumed these two remained great friends and rode off into the Hollywood sunset, becoming successful actors, but that wasn't exactly the case.
Yes,
Drake continued his dominance at Nickelodeon as a top star. Josh, on the other hand, wanted to develop a career outside of the kids' network, while simultaneously entering the darkest part of his life. One might assume that his amazing physical transformation had nothing but a positive impact on his life, but Josh says otherwise. It became clear that once I lost the weight, that I was the same head in a new body. I had this illusion of becoming more confident and attractive when I was partaking. I was trying to quiet.
What an interesting way of saying that. I was the same head in a new body. What an interesting take.
That voice that woke me up every morning and told me I wasn't enough. In an attempt to live the teenage experience to the fullest while he still had a couple years to do it, he went overboard, falling victim to a dangerous drug and alcohol addiction.
And suddenly, I'm like now looking like a normal kid and a normal teen. And I'm like, oh, they do drugs and that's normal. And they go to house parties and they go to clubs. And they...
Bro. The guy across the road is on his roof with a leaf blower, blowing his roof. What am I witnessing? Bro, some people are so fucking weird.
They show up late to places and they're unreliable, and that's normal. And I died to be normal. And I remember when I finally said yes, I had no conception that this drug would make me feel any different, that it was extreme. All I thought was, I hope she's watching, and oh good, I'm normal.
While Josh was going through hard times, Drake was receiving very consistent work over the years, doing voice acting roles in shorts, TV shows, and movies. His most notable role was Peter Parker in Marvel's
superhero movie.
Ultimate Spider-Man animated series.
Fuck
When he
you.
wasn't doing voiceovers, he was writing and releasing his own music. Interestingly enough, his records weren't very popular in the United States, but were huge in various Spanish-speaking countries. The Drake and Josh Nickelodeon show was extremely popular in Latin countries.
Hold on. Look how cranky this girl is. I need to go back and watch that again. Bro, this girl is so cranky.
Music. Interestingly enough, his records weren't very popular in the United States, but were huge in
Look at how cranky she is. What? Is that a flip phone, by the way? Bro, she's so angry.
various Spanish-speaking countries.
She's so angry.
The Drake and Josh Nickelodeon show was extremely popular in Latin countries, likely due to the excellent job the production team did with dubbing the actors' voices. Drake always wanted to be a rock star, ever since his earliest days on The Amanda Show in 2001. He released music consistently for 17 years, but received no gold or platinum records in America. However, in Mexico and other various Spanish-speaking countries, Drake Bell, aka Drake Campana, had multiple high-charting Billboard singles and albums. In some of these countries, he performed shows for thousands of people. He learned to speak Spanish.
Can you only get platinum and gold records in America? Can you get them in other countries?
With every podcast or social
I don't
media
know how that
post
works.
he makes. People have joked on social media that he ran away to Mexico to avoid charges of his 2020 crimes, when in reality he was more successful there for over a decade and probably made most of his income in Latin-speaking countries.
And what's it like in Mexico? Because you moved to Mexico, right? It seems amazing.
It's unbelievable, bro. You have no idea.
Tell me more, Drake Campana.
It's unbelievable. In Mexico, we were on Channel 5. We were on After Friends or Seinfeld. You know, it's like we're on normal TV. Everyone watched us. We weren't a kids show. There's a place called Veeps. It's like Denny's. The menu for the children's menu is us, bro.
What?
Like when you buy Doritos, you buy whatever, and you open them up, the little prizes inside is us.
Despite Josh's addiction and unreliability, he successfully broke the child star curse. He was so desperate to escape from,
popular,
and he did that with his role as Luke Shapiro in The Whackness. This coming-of-age dramedy set in 1994 in New York City follows a teenage drug dealer who trades weed for therapy sessions with his eccentric psychiatrist. Infused with 90s hip-hop culture, the film explores themes of adolescence, depression, love, and self-discovery. The Whackness premiered at the 2008 Sundance Film Festival, where it won the Audience Award for Dramatic Feature. Josh had finally achieved success outside of the goofy fat guy trope.
Is that one of the Olsen twins? What was it called? The Whackness. The Whack. I spell whack. Whackness? Yeah, that's Ben Kingsley, but that's not who I'm after. Mary-Kate Olsen. It is an Olsen twin. Method Man was in the movie. What the fuck? What is this movie? Method Man, Mary-Kate Olsen. Who's this? Does it say Femic? Femic Jensen? Wait, is she's the X-Man lady? It is the X-Man lady. Oh, that's right. She was his wife in Taken. I was about to say, who the fuck was she in Taken? How do you say her name? Famke? Famic? F-A-M-K-E. Famic? How do you pronounce this?
Famke Janssen.
Bro, what a name. And then whoever the fuck this is, Olivia Thirlby? Wait, I've seen you. Oh, she's from Dread. Bro, what is this movie?
Teacher. Josh had finally achieved success outside of the goofy fat guy trope he thrived in his whole career, yet he realized it did not fill the empty void he was feeling in his life.
I had this realization, which was, oh no, you're bottomless. Like, you tried to fill this with food, then drugs and alcohol, and now, like, prestige.
Like, the more I watch things like this, the more I think I'm broken. I don't feel anything.
And none of it.
Nothing's gonna fill the
Like,
void.
these people feel so much. Oh, bro, this is that podcast. This is the podcast, the Smallville guy. This is called Inside of You with Michael what? I can't say his last name. This is the Smallville guy, right? He played Lex. The only reason why I know this is because he had the guy who played Superman, Clark Kent, on the show. And it popped up on my TikTok feed. Bro, I loved Smallville.
Got sober 2 weeks later.
Luckily for Josh, he did not spiral deeper. He understood that he was trying to cure an internal problem with external solutions, and instead he chose the right path forward with therapy and sober living. He basically stayed busy every single year since
therapy,
then,
bro.
securing a major film, TV, or voice acting role.
Not
He
for
even
me.
took to social media, becoming one of the most popular creators on the 6-second video app Vine.
Hey, Josh, you just hit 4 million followers. No way. You calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther.
Then again, neither Drake nor Josh's personal troubles made for viral headlines. Sure, TMZ did their standard coverage, and maybe die-hard fans were concerned about the two, but generally speaking, the mainstream fandom were now in high school and college and focusing
Bro,
on their
TMZ
own
was
lives
such a
rather
weird
than their
show.
childhood celebrity favorites. Plus, Drake and Josh were frequently seen together over the years. Here is a photo that Josh posted to his Instagram in 2012 of them hanging out at a house party. Here's another photo of them in 2013 at a Christmas party. In 2014, there were multiple photos of them together. Josh even personally invited Drake to have a cameo in an episode of Grandfathered in 2015, which was a show about a socially awkward yet lovable new dad who unexpectedly reconnects with his suave, restaurant-owning father, played by John Stamos.
You remind me of my stepbrother. Oh, but is he awesome?
Yeah, I was.
No, he's in jail for stalking Oprah. Anyway,
Yeah, I was about to say, was that John Stamos?
It's time for you to go, Kirk.
Fuck
Hey,
therapy. I
serious?
don't know how to
Yeah.
respond.
Go away.
Was not
Have
for
a nice
me.
night.
Don't tell me what to do.
What? Hug me, brother.
So it seemed like on the surface
It might be
that
good
Drake
for
and
you,
Josh
but it's not
were
good for me.
friends. They were hanging out all the time and even collaborating. But it turns out that these meetups were
Therapy's not my
actually
thing.
extremely brief and infrequent. Quite literally just a
Hey,
quick
Benny,
little catch up because
did you hear
they
what I
happened
said
to-
before? Now that you're back, you can answer my question. Who is the most popular character on Drake and Josh? And I'm not unpausing the video until you answer. Touch me. Go through over 10 years of depression without therapy. Bro. I went to therapy, right? Because I was dealing with depression. And everyone kept telling me to go to therapy. So I did. It did nothing but make everything worse. Because people would say like, oh, talking about it makes you feel better. Talking about it can be good. Yeah, but the problem with that is, right? I've said this before on stream. I'll say it again. I would go to therapy. I would talk to her about it for an hour, sometimes more, and then I would come home and then have to deal with it myself. Right? I don't like talking about things that upset me or whatever, right? Because then I continue thinking about it after I've finished talking about it. So I would be fine for like a week. And then the day that I would go and see her, for the rest of that day and probably the next day, I would feel way worse. Like, way worse. And it was only because I spoke to her about it. So it wasn't helping me. It was making me feel worse. That's when it clicked to me that I feel better when I'm not going and talking to her. And then I stopped going, and then I started feeling way better. Hold up, I'm texting someone. That's why I say fuck therapy. What just happened? The fuck just... What? Okay, that was weird. I think my phone is breaking. The sound on my phone is so bad. I was watching TikToks last night. It was so crackly. This phone is old. But like, it does make sense. That it's dying. Okay. Done. Okay, what'd you say? Never cared for it once. My school forced me into a room with 2 therapists without the consent of my parents. Since then, therapists are kind of iffy for me. Well, I never spoke to a therapist ever until that one. And it took me speaking to a therapist to realize that I don't like speaking to therapists. And I just don't, in general, I just don't like talking about my issues. I'd rather just not talk about it. And that makes me feel better. Well, I could be weird. But I still need an answer, Benny. Who is the most popular character on Drake and Josh? Crazy Steve, I think. Steve is good, but I wouldn't say he's the most popular, right? Because he's not in every episode. So I think the most popular character is Megan. But apparently, to this guy, he says it's Drake. Which I disagree. It's definitely Megan. But yeah, Steve is definitely up there. He's the best, like, what would you call him? Like, side character. He's by far the... Bro, what is wrong with my brain? By far, he is the best side character. Because Megan's not a side character, right? She can be considered, like, one of the main characters. Because she's in, like, every episode, right?
Be at the same party. Drake actually wanted to be closer to Josh at this time.
Therapy works for some people, doesn't work for me.
To him.
Like when we were hanging out at Michael's a lot, and we were just and like there was I always felt like why.
So
like,
fuck therapy.
Man, we're all hanging. Like, we got the same. Like we should be closer. There's something. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm not cool enough to like hang out with Josh. Like, oh no, he's I'm not funny enough. I'm not this. He thinks I'm this, and like we were doing the same shit when we really should have just been like, bro, want to go grab some pizza and like play some video games?
And the result of this friction between the two would get blown out of proportion, because in 2017, Drake posted 2 tweets about how he was not invited to Josh Peck's wedding, which sent the media into a frenzy, speculating that Drake and Josh had some sort of falling out. When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'll miss you, brother. From there, Drake also did a few interviews where he discussed his feelings about not receiving the invite, but he still expressed nothing but grace for Josh.
Friend, you're talking to your friend and you're congratulating him on, oh, I'm so glad you're engaged, congratulate, blah, blah, blah. And then you see on social media that he had a wedding. And I go, what? I didn't hear about it, I didn't know about it. And so I shot from the hip and kind of was like, what? This is wrong. Like, why am I finding out about this on social media? I just felt like a bummed out brother, just kind of hurt. But it had nothing to, it does nothing to our relationship. We're brothers, we're friends. He's been one of my dearest friends for the past 18 years.
Josh was receiving a ton of hate for not inviting Drake to the wedding, and it really cast a dark cloud over this special
What was the reason
night.
for it?
The next time Josh saw Drake, which was at the VMAs in 2017, he asked Drake to apologize to his wife Paige for the tweets, and Drake happily did.
And I remember that I was at the Video Music Awards, and I see him there, and he sees me, and I go up to him, and this might be the most Sopranos thing I've ever done. And I look at him and I go apologize to my wife right now. And he goes, okay. And he made a beeline for my wife, and I see him do this whole 5-minute performance of an apology. And it was I was like, go apologize to my wife or something bad's gonna happen.
After Josh claims to have intimidated Drake, he ran up behind him and put a camera in Drake's face to vlog their reunion moment to show the public that they didn't have any real beef.
What? But why is... So he had to apologize for the tweet, but you didn't have to apologize for not inviting him to your wedding? What? Does he not... Can he not understand why someone you've been friends with for almost 20 years would be upset for not being invited to the wedding? What?
Holy... Come on. What's up, buddy? Is this happening right now live is this really right now live?
Stream live right now.
Oh my god.
Please
Wait,
tell
is this
Facebook
streaming?
to be nice to me.
Oh my god,
Please.
it's not even my fault.
Just tell Facebook to be nice to me.
Listen, lay off.
Thank you. You heard that? Facebook, it's all good.
Chill out.
We love you.
Bro, I'm so confused.
Drake and his ex-wife Janet said that this moment was actually sincere. The couples exchanged numbers and went out to dinner multiple times afterwards, seemingly rekindling their friendship.
Hey Benny, am I the only one? Do you think this is weird? Am I weird? This is weird, right? Question mark. So, Josh didn't invite Drake to his wedding, right? Drake tweeted about it because he was hurt, because he's known this man for 18 years. And this man told him about how they were engaged, but didn't invite him to the wedding, right? They're supposed to be Drake clearly sees him as his best friend, right? Doesn't seem like Josh does. And then the next time they see each other after the tweets at the VMAs, it's him, instead of him going up and apologizing to Drake for not inviting him to the wedding, he come up and told him that he needs to go and apologize to his wife for tweeting that he didn't go to the wedding, he wasn't invited to the wedding. Right? Which he did. He then comes up behind him and starts a live stream and acts like they're friends. But from everything we just heard, he didn't apologize at all. The way it seemed was like he was saying, how dare you make it public that I didn't invite you to our wedding? Just weird AF. Yeah, I'm not crazy, right? This is fucking weird. This guy, that's insane. And it seems like he can't understand why his friend of almost 20 years would be upset for not being invited to his
did some
wedding.
content together as Josh was pursuing YouTube very seriously.
That's Drake. That's Josh. And it's all love, people. Back together again. We're all good.
That's amazing.
All right. So,
Wedding looked like it sucked anyway.
oh, fuck you.
Me? You know what? Mom never even liked you.
She's not our mom. We're not on a TV show.
We now know exactly why Drake was not invited to the wedding. On their most recent podcast, Josh revealed that Drake wasn't singled out. It's just that nobody from the Drake and Josh cast was invited. The only person from Nickelodeon that was invited to Josh's wedding was Dan Schneider, because his wife was friends with Josh's mom.
I love you. I love Miranda. There's so many people that I probably would now at 38 wanted there. But at 30, I just wanted to leave it all behind.
Yep.
Because it felt like it didn't serve me anymore.
Yeah.
And the realization I had was when, you know, you wrote that stuff during my wedding about like our friendship and all these things and our love and our history. I think you were living in the world of where our relationship should have been.
Right.
I was too much living in the past of when our relationship wasn't great.
Yeah.
And it was really somewhere in the middle.
At the time, Josh felt that he and Drake grew apart, but it was really that Josh wanted to leave everything related to Nickelodeon in the past, including a close friendship with Drake. This stung extra hard for Drake because he actually wanted to be closer to Josh, but because neither of them actually communicated how they felt on the inside, it resulted in this huge wedding blowout. It's also important.
And so many more invites Dan Schneider. Yeah. But like what he just said, he only invited him because his mother was still friends with him or something. But like, Brad, I don't know how I feel about this. This guy is weird. Because, like, he's so ready to use Drake for content, right? But, bro, it's so weird. But why care that his mother is friends with him? It's his wedding and not hers. But some people are just like that, right? Like some people are just like that. They can't think past themselves, right? Because like, when my nan died, right? My mother wasn't in. My aunt made sure that my mother wasn't allowed to come because she doesn't like my mother. That's it. The only reason. And she used an excuse that my nan wouldn't want my mother there because my nan didn't like my mother, right? Which is completely false because when my nan was older, like a year prior to her dying, my mother, when I couldn't, like if I was really sick and I couldn't take my nan to doctor's appointments or like take her shopping, my mother would do it. So like, it was just that my auntie didn't like my mother. That was it. And instead of like thinking about what other people might want, it was just, I want this and that's it. It was probably the same thing. His mother probably he probably was like, I don't want to invite him. And the mother kicked up a stink, right? And then, like you were saying earlier, that he never knew his father. He grew up with just his mother. So I would assume him and his mother are probably really close. And he doesn't want to upset his mother, right? And it's just easier to let Dan Schneider come and his mother be happy than to not invite him and then his mother be mad, right? That's probably the way he saw it. But I still don't like understand the whole fucking Because, like, if you're... I feel like what he said, right, about leaving the whole Nickelodeon thing in the past, right? I doubt that he was hanging out with Amanda Bynes and telling her about how he was engaged, right? But he was hanging out with Drake and had told Drake that he was engaged, right? Which I feel like implies that they are close enough to be talking. So it's just strange to me that at this point he was like, okay, I no longer want to talk to Drake anymore. When it seemed like he's probably the only one he was still talking to. He's just weird.
Important to realize that this conversation that they had on this podcast in 2025 never was communicated before. So despite Drake and Josh publicly making up in 2017 and making all this content together, they never really addressed the problem. And then something weird started to happen. As Drake continued to do press for different projects, he still seemed bothered by the wedding drama. He seems awfully sarcastic and throwing shade towards Josh in interviews.
Josh is busy doing stuff.
I'm sensing some shade.
No shade at all. I love the kid. We're just super. The thing is we're just so busy. Like, I'm constantly on tour. He's constantly at David Dobrik's house, and there's like not a lot of time to really.
Did he ever tell you?
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why he's probably still throwing shade? Because I'm pretty certain. I feel pretty certain about this. Josh is probably still not apologized for not inviting him. Like, we haven't seen anything so far of him saying, I'm sorry I didn't invite you. It was just, oh, we didn't invite you because of this reason. But he didn't say, I'm sorry, right? And I would assume that he still hasn't. That's why he's probably still mad. Like, this situation right here, right? Yeah, this situation right here is, so like we've been going over the Cinder stuff, right, the last couple of days, and I'm still confused on why they care so much, because it's only been 4 or 5 years, right? So I'm like, who cares? Just move on, right? Because they're going to continue to make friends, new friends, and lose friends, right? Especially in the creator space. But this is like 20 years of friendship. Like, this is different. Like, this is something to be sad about. Being friends with someone for almost 20 years. And then they pull that shit. And then I don't think he's apologized.
Why? He didn't invite you? Did you ever get a reason?
He doesn't like me.
Stop. Is that really what it is?
Yeah, and the extra chicken would have been really expensive, like another $7.95 or something.
This interview got 6 million views, and all the comments were all taking Drake's side. Remember when Drake was the cocky one and Josh was the sweet and calm one in the show? But now it's the opposite. It seems as Josh sees him as just a coworker and Drake saw him as a friend. That's awkward. But then a few months later, they do more YouTube content together and everything seems totally normal and fine. And by the way, all of these videos have now been deleted from Josh's YouTube channel. And if you're having a hard time following this timeline and it seems very flip-floppy, one minute they're friends, the next they're not, and you can't really get a grip on it, well, you're not alone. It was these mixed signals that made for a lot of confusion.
Whatever the public's perception is of our relationship is or isn't, or like what we should be doing to them, all I ever want to say to them is like, whatever you think you know of us is is only half as deep as it really is.
Nobody could really tell if they were friends or just trying to remain relevant by milking the drama, or if they secretly were still mad at each other. But then behind the scenes, it got even more confusing when Josh pitched Drake an idea for a reboot of their classic Nickelodeon show. But the plot was seemingly set up to make Drake look bad. In 2019, Josh sent over the script to Drake. The idea was that Drake was going to be a failed musician, and Josh was going to be a successful real estate agent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that makes sense though, right? That does make sense. Because most musicians do fail. This would actually be funny. I reckon they could probably do a good job with this.
They were basically parodying Drake's real life as a musician in Mexico, while Josh's character was entirely fictional. The opening line of the first scene was supposed to be one of Josh's clients recognizing him from Nickelodeon and saying their classic "Hug me brother" catchphrase, only for Josh to deny it and say, "Hug yourself, fuckhead."
And then he goes, "Hug me brother," and then Josh gets in the car and goes,
"Hug yourself, F-head." And that alone,
that was the first thing that I was like, we can't open our show like that.
First red flag, because you just said F you to the entire Drake
audience.
And Josh fan base.
Yeah.
Then it transitions to Drake in Mexico performing at a quinceañera for the daughter of a drug cartel leader, where they are all drinking and doing hard drugs. Drake is also performing with a mariachi band. During the performance, the cartel members get loaded, and a massive gunfight breaks out, and they end up not wanting to pay Drake for his service, which ultimately leads to him being broke and stuck in Mexico.
Josh has Drake stuck in Mexico, has him tweet, "I need money," or "I need to do a meet and greet for money," and only has like 3 people show up to the mall for the meet and greet so that Drake could get money back to the United States.
I'm not sure how real this is, but it sounds like some sort of Josh revenge fantasy for playing the goofy fat kid all those years. I don't think people realize that Drake worked hard to build up a Hispanic fan base. Making a reboot full of stereotypes, many hurtful, about this audience he built would cause Drake to piss off many long-term fans. Whether or not
I was with it in the first half, where because it did make sense to you know what I mean, like the failed musician thing could work. But then the rest of it, I was like, wait, what?
this script was real was never confirmed, but it did seem possible considering what unfolded next. Drake was about to face some major legal troubles for allegedly sexually pursuing underage girls, and Josh responded with a full-on press tour trying to convince the world that he and Drake hadn't talked in 10 years and were never friends. And that happened roughly around the time Drake was outed by his abuser for allegedly sexually pursuing underage girls. In August of 2020, Drake's former girlfriend, Melissa Lingafelt, who goes by the stage name Jimmy Ono on social media, posted a TikTok that jeopardized Bell's claim
I do remember
reputation. Melissa claimed that Drake committed both verbal and physical abuse during their relationship from August 2006 to February 2009.
I do remember that being weird.
When I started dating Drake, I was 16. I was homeschooled. I moved in with him. I was singing. It wasn't until about a year when the verbal abuse started. And when I say verbal abuse, imagine the worst type of verbal abuse you could ever imagine, and that was what I got. It then turned into physical, hitting, throwing, everything. At the pinnacle of it, he dragged me down the stairs of our house in Los Feliz.
I'm still like,
my face hit every step.
I'm still thinking that the Josh guy, Josh
I have
Peck,
photos of this.
It's very weird.
I don't even want to get into the underage girls thing. I mean, I will, but I'm scared.
As if the allegations of physical abuse weren't shocking enough, Melissa hinting that he was somehow involved with underage girls set the internet on fire. Drake vehemently denied ever abusing Melissa. As our relationship ended more than a decade ago, we unfortunately both called each other terrible names, as often happens when couples are breaking up, but that is it. Clearly, Melissa still felt close enough to me just last year that she was comfortable reaching out to ask me to provide her with financial support during a tough time, which I did. The public opinion on the situation was split. While many people reacted with empathy and support towards Melissa, recognizing the seriousness of domestic abuse, others were skeptical and expressed doubt about her claims, especially since Melissa failed to provide any concrete evidence against Drake. Plus, Drake made it seem like she was
We don't need evidence these days. We just say things.
Doubt on her intentions.
And people will believe it.
A he said, she said situation, and Drake wouldn't face any legal consequences. Melissa, after spending weeks talking about the situation online, deleted all her videos and detached herself from the situation, but it only took a few months for more serious allegations to come to light and Drake's reputation to be permanently destroyed. On June 4th, 2021, Bell was arrested in Cleveland, Ohio on charges relating to attempted endangering of children and disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. For context, child endangerment occurs whenever a parent,
like
guardian,
or
other adult caregiver allows a child to be placed
Are we gonna see
in a
the fucking
dangerous,
digitally
unhealthy,
penetrated
or
thing again?
inappropriate situation. Disseminating matter harmful to juveniles means that a person has unlawfully ordered, offered, sold, displayed, or given pornographic or obscene material such as books, videos, messages, photos, etc. to someone under the age of 18. To simplify, he was being charged with sexting a minor. However, the nature of the charges say that there was no sexual contact. According to the court documents, the date of the offense was December 1st, 2017. Bell was going to Cleveland, Ohio's The Odeon to perform a concert. Bell then seemingly invited the minor to his show in Cleveland. In the months leading up to the concert, Drake sent the victim inappropriate social media messages. The minor, who lived in Canada, attended Bell's concert in Cleveland. She and Bell met later that night at the Cleveland nightclub on Old River Road in the city's East Bank of the Flats district. In October 2018, 10 months after the incident, the 15-year-old victim filed a report with her local police department in Canada regarding what had happened that night. This is all the information that was revealed in the case. So naturally, people were confused as this was all extremely vague. Even news outlets were unable to discern what actually happened.
Disseminating matter harmful to children. We don't have information on exactly what that is, but you can imagine relationship between a 15-year-old girl and a 34-year-old man will let you draw your own conclusions.
Then his ex Melissa, who accused him of abuse on TikTok 1 year prior, did an exclusive interview with the Daily Beast where she claimed that she observed Bell's inappropriate behavior.
How much money do you
with
think
minors
she got?
firsthand. What he's being arrested for right now is a prime example
For
of
doing
what
this
I would
interview.
witness. Him having inappropriate conversations online with underage girls. Melissa said, "I saw really questionable, crazy stuff on his computer. The stuff he'd be looking at was effing insane." These statements combined with the extremely vague court case details fueled the narrative that Drake was a pedophile. Now, it's important to consider that as soon as the victim reported Drake in October of 2018, Canadian authorities and Cleveland authorities promptly started an investigation. This
As what I was saying
investigation
yesterday,
lasted
like
18 months,
if
gathering
it was
all the
really that
evidence,
bad,
photos, screenshots, and multiple
they would have
statements
got
from
him
the
for
victim
way
to
worse.
build a case against Bell.
Especially
They
since
even
they're saying
gained
that he had
access to
stuff on
Drake's
his computer.
Instagram, Snapchat, laptops, everything they could. We don't technically know what they found, but whatever it was enough to cause Drake to enter a plea deal instead of going to trial. And on June 23rd, 2021, he pled guilty to attempted child endangerment. So remember, all the details regarding his case were extremely vague, and then on top of that, he pleads guilty. So now the general public is extra convinced he is a PDF file, but somehow it got even worse. Drake's sentencing was conducted over Zoom and then posted on YouTube. During this sentencing, the victim made an impact statement, which is essentially their opportunity to talk directly to the defendant and the judge.
Is he
going to
play it again? I don't want to hear it.
About the crime. This was the very first time anyone had heard the details of the alleged crimes that took place.
If he's going to play it again, I'm skipping it.
Statement, the victim brought up countless new allegations and statements that were never presented during the investigation, which shocked Drake, the defense, and even the judge. Remember, Drake was already pleading guilty to basically sexting, but since he was pleading guilty, the public assumed that everything the victim was saying here was part of the case, but it was not.
I started off
I
as
don't
a
need
fan
it.
of him. Everyone who knew me as a child.
I don't need it. We don't need it. Okay.
That no such sexual advances were made. Otherwise, the charges would have been more severe.
Yeah, exactly.
Plead to sexual misconduct or engaging in sexual relations. He pled to attempted endangering children and disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. These are serious.
Those were, yes. Thank you. They
Conversations eventually turned sexual. Then when he asked for her age, she told him 15 and he said, "Hurry up." then stopped all communication. When Drake stopped conversing with her, they claimed that flipped the young girl's world upside down and she started going after Drake's wife and threatening to expose him. They basically paint her as a crazy, obsessed, and jealous fan, which we don't really know if that's true or not. We can't say the victim is lying, and we don't know what evidence was found during the investigation.
What if I could say whatever I want? Leave me alone.
To the public. But we do
Tell me
know
what
she
to say.
was bringing up new allegations in her impact statement that she did not formally bring up during the 18-month investigation. Therefore, they cannot be legally considered during sentencing. It's up for you to decide if she was just an obsessed fan that was jealous and trying to ruin his reputation, or if she is actually a victim of a corrupt legal system. Bell was sentenced to 2 years probation, 200 hours of community service in California, and cannot have any contact with the victim. He was not required to register as a sex offender. At the time, the public looked at Drake as a pedophile who got off with a slap on the wrist. Shortly after this trial, Josh Peck went on various podcasts claiming that he and Drake barely spoke and were never friends, and that's why he wasn't invited to the wedding.
Are you guys, like, not friends?
Not really, no. The dirty little secret, I guess, was like, I knew that Drake and I didn't stay in touch for the 10 years since we had made the show, but no one needed to know that. And it's delusional, because I'm like, bro, it's like we worked at Coffee Bean when we were 16. Like, I'm sorry, I'm 31 now, I might have lost your number. I was happy to just die with that secret that, like, we made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close. So I didn't invite him to my wedding because I hadn't really talked to him in many, many years. Like, Drake and Josh is something I'll be synonymous with forever, and I'm proud of it. And I want to like the guy that my name is attached to forever. But unfortunately, you know, it just sort of worked out the way that it did.
It's pretty safe to say that there is enough evidence in this video to prove that this is a bold-faced lie.
Yeah, I was
they
about to say.
Definitely friends. In fact, they often referred to each other as brothers. They even saw each other once per year, which is actually pretty frequently. A lot of adults don't even get to see their close childhood friends once a year. Now, we do know that they weren't extremely close. They weren't attached at the hip or constantly involved in each other's lives, but Josh is basically saying that Drake was nothing more than a coworker, he barely spoke to him, and he actually didn't even like him. Which means one of two things. Either this is actually how Josh felt deep down, and now he just has the perfect excuse to say it, or he's lying to the public to distance himself from Drake because of his legal troubles. And it was from there that Drake's life began to spiral.
Either way, he's a piece of shit,
On
right?
December 7th, 2022, eyewitnesses caught Drake in the driver's seat of his car inhaling a substance out of balloons while his toddler son and wife were
No,
in the
Drake.
backseat. The very next day, another eyewitness report captured him outside of a vape shop inhaling a blue balloon with his child in the back seat. At the time, Bell was still on probation for attempted child endangerment and was seemingly engaging in a recreational substance.
It's like, if something like that happens, right, with one of my friends, if someone comes out and they're like, hey, he diddled a 15-year-old, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to my friend and asking them about it and talking to them about it, right? And seeing what their response is. And then I'm not cutting off ties with them until everything has come to light, right? And then I'll formulate whether or not I'm going to be their friend going forward. I'm just going to instantly believe what someone says, especially if you've been friends with them for like 18 years. It's just insane.
As whippets, where people
That's
inhale
crazy.
nitrous oxide from balloons, causing them to experience euphoria, hallucinogenic states, and relaxation. This drug is also extremely addictive and dangerous. The weird behavior continued on April 13th, 2023, when the Daytona Beach Police Department listed Drake Bell as missing and said he had been last seen before 9 p.m. on April 12th in the area of Mainland High School. The department's post noted what car Drake was likely driving, a 2022 gray BMW, and said he could be considered missing and endangered. TMZ obtained a 911 call.
It's different too. Like if someone
PD explained why
comes out
police
and
were
says like, "Hey, person diddled a 15-year-old," and then there's evidence, and they also like when they say it, that's a little different, right? Then my opinion is probably a little bit more towards how the fuck could you do this? Then is this true or not?
deeply concerned for Belle's well-being.
Basically, there is a celebrity who had a falling out with his wife.
But yeah, this
we got involved
this
because
Josh
the-
guy
the
just like
family, he's been texting the family in California saying that
just
he's going
seems like
to
he's
get
trying to
drunk
use
and
Drake
hang
as much as he
himself, and
can.
he's in a hotel somewhere in Orlando.
Drake
For, like,
tweeted
content
shortly
and
after
stuff?
he was seemingly located, "You leave your phone in the car and don't answer for a night, and this?" While Drake seemed fine given the circumstances, the following week his
And just,
wife
yeah.
filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Per the petition, Janet asked
don't
for
know.
legal and physical custody of
Does
their
he-
son
does he have any
Jeremy,
friends
with Belle
left?
getting visitation rights.
Does
She
that treat
also
them?
sought spousal support. Belle later revealed that he found out my wife filed for divorce from TMZ before promoting his new song, Going Away. In the song, Drake ironically sings about moving away to a remote island with his wife and son and starting a new life.
This is all
Presumably
before
unable
he
to
does
cope with
the
the
doc,
stress of
right?
losing his wife and child, eyewitnesses caught Drake using whippets once again on April 25th as he inhaled from a fully inflated balloon, merely days after the media publicized his divorce. When paparazzi asked him about it, this was his response.
There's some photos that surfaced of you with red balloons. What do you think? What do you got to say about that? Those balloons?
You know, it is what it is. We'll figure it out.
I'm a balloonophile?
Yeah, everything's fantastic, man.
Drake Bell was at the lowest point of his life.
Just say that.
Drugs had
Just say that
taken
you're sexually
over, and
attracted
he
to
had nowhere
balloons.
left to turn
Probably
but
better, right?
rehab. However, rehab changed his life more than he anticipated as he began to open up about his childhood abuse.
But when I got into rehab, it was a really intense facility. And I went through a lot of grief counseling and trauma therapy and group therapy and one-on-one. I mean, it was all
Does he
day,
forgive Josh
and
after all
I
this?
was unearthing all of these things that I never talked
He must,
about.
right? Because
Not
like
only never talked about
that
with
interview we
strangers,
saw
but even with
before,
people I was
didn't he
close
say that
to
was in
had never gotten that
2025?
deep about things that I've experienced and things that have happened, and
Bro,
I
I'm
was
not.
around
I'm not
so
sure
many
if I'd
people who
forgive
for the
him
first time had
if it was
similar
me.
stories or incredible trauma in their lives, and were opening up and sharing, and that was the first time that I really felt like I was in an environment that was comfortable enough to share, and felt comfortable enough around people that weren't going to judge, and that really just wanted to see you get better.
During this time, a documentary was being worked on called Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, which aimed to expose the toxic and abusive environment behind the scenes of Nickelodeon in the late 1990s and 2000s, particularly under producer Dan Schneider. The doc features former child stars and crew members sharing accounts of alleged mistreatment, exploitation, and inappropriate behavior that went unchecked for years. After rehab, Bell felt like he had a revitalized outlook on his past, and ultimately decided to tell his traumatic Nickelodeon childhood story to the world via this documentary.
Before the rehab, I had said no to the documentary over and over and over and over and over. I was not going to be a part of it. I didn't want any part of it. But after rehab, when I came out, I was like, let me see what your angle is here. Let me see. I'll talk to you guys. I'll start entertaining this idea because I felt really good, and I felt maybe sharing my story will help me and help others. And
after hearing about Drake,
this podcast interview is like recent. So that means he like did forgive him. I wonder if Josh apologized though. Like properly apologized.
Drake's abuse, the public did a 180 shift on him. His comment sections went from calling him a pedophile to sharing love, condolences, and positivity. People all of a sudden were empathetic. Some even used his past as an excuse for him allegedly engaging in inappropriate
would have never
behavior with
forgiven
minors.
that.
They said things like Bell was a part of the cycle of abuse and couldn't
I
control
think-
what was happening.
I think I would, if it was me. I'm not sure if I would forgive him either. But I probably would because it's clear that when these two get together and talk, a lot of people watch it, right? I probably would go on and do the podcast and be like, I'm willing to be like cordial enough to do an interview and stuff with you, but I don't want to be your friend. That's probably how I would be, right? Because them getting on and doing it like that podcast probably like blew up, right? Like there's probably a good amount of people that watched it because they would have been like, "What the fuck? Are they friends again?" You know what I mean? And that would have been good for his music career and the documentary, which he probably gets money for, right? But yeah, I don't think I'd continue being friends with him. And I would probably also demand like a proper apology. And not just for like fucking throwing him under the bus, but also for the fucking wedding thing.
To him. It's true that childhood abuse can have profound psychological effects on survivors, including trauma, depression, and PTSD. Children who grow up suffering abuse may learn abusive behavior as a means of coping or as a model for how relationships function. Approximately 1/3 of all individuals who are abused in childhood will become abusers themselves, according to a study.
But this whole situation, what it pretty much showed us, though, is that Drake isn't as bad as what people thought, right? And Josh is as bad as what people thought. Like it just pretty much showed that like Josh is just a piece of shit.
Survivor of childhood sexual abuse may try to undo that abuse by taking back power. Someone who has been abused can play the role of the more powerful person in the relationship in an attempt to overcome the powerlessness they felt. One day after the Quiet on Set documentary released, Drake released a song and music video called I Kind of Relate. The song starts off with the lyrics, "I found beauty in my pain, I'm running away from the abuse and all the shame, 'cause no one comes to my house anymore, no one knocks on my door." These lyrics are complemented with a visual of him as a child entering his on-set trailer with a grown man who likely represents Brian Peck, his abuser. Then the track quickly transitions to his infamous 2006 car crash, where 19-year-old Drake Bell was stopped at a red light and a driver fell asleep at the wheel going 60 miles per hour, then crashed into his 1966 Mustang head-on. Bell broke his jaw in 3 places, fractured his neck, and lost a bunch of teeth.
I think it's a 1967.
I lost my past so long ago. In 2008, I found love in Mexico, because no one wants to hear me in the States.
It's like 67 or 68.
However, Bell releasing this music video after the documentary made some people think he was being disingenuous, that he was essentially capitalizing off the publicity to sell a record. Others pointed out that he has been writing about the abuse in his music for years, like in his 2006 song In the End, where he wrote, "The monsters in your head have left you all to yourself. It's alright if ugly little things remind you of how it felt. Another day no one tells you what it means, what's in your way and poisoning your dreams, the darkest place that you've ever been." Or in his 2020 track, What Is Wrong? "Well, I wish I was a kid again."
Like the other reason why I wouldn't forgive him and be his friend again,
would I be afraid of all the monsters
is
who just
that
left me here in
if something similar happens in the future,
we all know that artists write music based on their real life experiences,
you
and
bet
this
your
is
ass
Drake
he's gonna
Bell's story
throw
to
him under the
tell.
bus
Did he
again.
pre-plan this song and video to drop at the same time this documentary came out for strategic business purposes? He absolutely did. But it's pretty safe to assume that Drake would 100 out of 100 times choose to not have experienced this horrific trauma. He would have rather had a normal childhood. And if the tiny benefit is that he can make a song about his pain, then so be it. You could also argue that all the people who didn't want to hear his story until he came out about his own abuse are more disingenuous. Plus, the people that made the documentary are profiting off his story. Every YouTuber and TikToker and Twitch streamer talking about it are making money from it. That does not diminish or devalue the seriousness of his experience. From there, enraged fans began attacking his co-star Josh Peck, bombarding his comment section with hate, calling him an accomplice, and placing blame on him for Drake's abuse. They just somehow believe that Josh was complicit or aware of Drake's situation. Josh did make a statement on Instagram that he reached out to Drake privately and showed his support for the survivors that spoke out. Drake even asked supporters to take it easy on Josh.
But he has reached out to talk with me and help me work through this, and has been really, really great. So
now like yesterday I was like, oh, that was good that he reached out, whatever, right? Today, now that I know the rest of this shit, I'm like, bro, what an absolute piece of shit to be like, hey, you know, I just want to know if you're okay, blah blah blah. Now that I know that you're a survivor of sexual abuse, sexual assault from pedophile, I'm going to be nicer to you and not treat you like a piece of shit. I'm irked by this. By him trying to like act like a friend now, like he cares. You know what I mean? Like, you can't pretend to care after the...
I just wanted to let you guys know that and to take it a little easy on it.
Bro,
Drake asking people to give Josh grace is especially profound.
Drake is like... He's either like too nice or maybe easily manipulated, naive maybe. Like, this dude is just a...
Considering Josh threw him under the bus when Drake's allegations came to light. Then, 1 year later, in March of 2025, Josh invited Drake onto his podcast to have a 2-hour-long discussion about most of the things we covered in this video. This pod connected some of the missing pieces the public had been wondering about their roller coaster of a relationship over the years. And even though this podcast had deep introspective moments, great laughs, and some reconciliation, some fans still believe there is a resistance from Josh. At the very end of this podcast, Josh's co-host Ben says, "I love you, Drake," and Josh laughs at that and even repeats, "I love you, Drake," in a mocking, unserious tone, only for Drake to respond with a genuine, "I love you, Josh."
Love you, Ben.
Dude. Love you.
I love you, Ben.
Great. I love you, Drake.
I love you, Drake. I love you, Josh.
Whenever Drake talks about feeling hesitant or insecure to reach out to Josh in the past, Josh doesn't try to make him feel better or be like, "You can text me anytime, man." He just smiles and nods. It's odd. Drake cares way more for Josh than Josh does for him. It's sad and hard to watch. I'm sorry, but I think Josh is using him to his advantage. He did the same thing a few years ago when it benefited him in his YouTube career and then dropped him again. So fake. Josh has disrespected Drake several times and he comes off as a hater. Now he wants to stand with Drake because of what Drake disclosed happened to him.
Dr. Drake.
Such a shame. Josh seems like a fake friend who wants Drake for views. Then again, two things can be true at once. Maybe Josh does see Drake's crimes as reprehensible and unforgivable, but at the same time, he can still feel empathetic for a friend who went through an extremely traumatic and complicated childhood. Even if Josh does...
Bro, if he really felt that his crimes were reprehensible, he would not have invited him onto the podcast. Right? If you truly feel that way, you wouldn't interact with that person ever again. Right? You wouldn't be like, "Oh, but hold on a minute. Something bad happened to him. I'm going to get him on my podcast and talk about it." You know what I mean? So, like, I don't believe that he thinks that at all.
Still feel resentment towards Drake, whether that be for their complicated childhood or how Drake handled the wedding or Drake's criminal history. It doesn't change
how Drake handled the wedding. What do you mean? Like, I feel like, am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? I feel like the way Drake handled it was fine. It was the way Josh handled it. Am I insane? How is it so hard to think, like to realize that if you've been friends with someone for like 18 years, that them not inviting you to their wedding is gonna hurt? What?
This absolute fact. These two are just not the two loving brothers that the fandom so desperately wants them to be. Drake and Josh's relationship is actually very realistic to the real world. It's just complicated. I'm sure you have a friend or brother or cousin or distant family member that you love deep down, but you also don't agree with their life choices. And maybe they piss you off sometimes, but also you understand what they are going through and you truly wish the best for them. You also kind of miss them, and when you see them, you bond and have great times and good laughs. But then time goes by and you start to feel those same resentments, or maybe they mess up again, and you think, all right, I'm done with them forever, even though you know you're not. You never actually tell them how you really feel because it's awkward, or you don't think you should have to speak to them, they should just know, or you're not about to tell another adult how to live their life, or you are holding on to that love that you have for them deep down. And the only
I just realized this video has
1.1
million
limbo
views.
is to talk with them. But there is a possibility that even if you do talk, you could have a permanent falling out that could lead to you never speaking with that person again. And you might regret that until the day that you or they die. So what ends up happening most of the time is you never truly address those problems.
I don't
even
regret
though
anything.
both of you know they exist, and this
Shut up.
cycle of love,
Tell me what
hate,
I think.
tension, animosity, remorse, guilt, and reconciliation goes on and on forever. This is essentially Drake and Josh's complicated relationship, only they are famous. And while most of you all probably have that type of relationship in your life, nobody knows about it. They have millions of followers diving and dissecting these extremely complicated...
Yeah, but then this idiot keeps making it fucking, like, public. Right?
nuances. So is their beef officially over? Well, this podcast would indicate so, but it's more likely that they are just in the reconciliation stage of their complicated relationship cycle. Maybe they will do another collab soon and seem like they are on great terms. But if their relationship is as realistic as we think, it's only a matter of time before the cycle repeats
1.2
and
million
fans
views.
start wondering again, hey,
Then
what's
part
going on
2,
with Drake and Josh? I
it's
thought they were
500K.
friends. On the set of the most popular live-action show
What?
in Nickelodeon.
What the fuck just happened?
Oh, hello, YouTube.
What the fuck just happened? Did it just autoplay something else? What?
On the set of the iconic.
The fuck? Wait, what is it?
On the set of the most popular.
iCarly's Jeanette McCurdy's Miranda's Legacy? What? Bro, I'm confused. What video did it just stop playing? Oh, the one we watched yesterday. The fuck? Darkest Family Guy episode. Okay. Didn't he have video on... Didn't he have video on Foot Guy? What nobody noticed about The Rock vs. John Cena? Okay. Okay. Fair enough. How many? He's got 4 million subscribers now. Bro. Wait, if I go popular? 6 million views. Holy shit. I'm just curious on like where. Oh, these are all years ago. No wonder they have so many views. Okay, never mind. I was just curious on like where the Drake and Josh thing, like podcast thing, ranks. So it's a little bit down. Okay. Shut up. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, ultimately, it's up to Drake, right? Whether or not he forgives him. But, like, I don't know. I walked away from that thinking, like, that Josh Beck is a little bit of a piece of shit. Dirty Dan Schneider? Is that it?
Is it a coincidence?
We'll watch this one day, too. Before we go... Wait, what? He's still doing things? Did Techie... Was it Cinder is dangerous? Okay. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far. I think she's gonna kill anyone. She's... Oh! Girl. Never mind. Okay, nothing new. Ugh. You know what's funny? So, I've been playing songs deliberately to get copyright. Because then I could just cut them out really quick. So at the start of stream, I've been playing things that need to be cut out. Like, Probably should not do that on this. That was almost really dumb of me. So I played Manskin, is that what they're called? Yesterday, which needed to be cut out, right? And because it's copyright, you could just go and click on it and then just say like trim out. It trims it out. It's really quick. I don't have to really do anything. So I've been deliberately playing songs that will get cut out. But what's funny is that I thought the Bear in the Big Blue House goodbye song would need to be cut out. But it didn't get struck. So I don't know if that's copyright or not. But it made me giggle a little bit this morning when I woke up, because I was like, what? Does that not count? That's interesting. So yeah. It's good to know, right? For farting? What? Arrested for farting? What the fuck? How's that possible? Oh, is Asmund back? Two hours ago. 1 minute ago. Wait, Asmund's back? Huh. Interesting. Oh, there you go. Matra is like leaving Vishojo. Wonder what happened there. Oh, bro, my fucking hands are cold. What are you licking? Stop it. Benny, you still here? What do you want to react to tomorrow? Do you want to react to that 5-hour long video? Or do you want something new? Something different? Do you watch funny stuff? What's funny? What funny stuff, though? Maybe pure memes or something? Yeah, but I don't know what to watch when it comes to funny. Like when I want to watch funny ha-has, I go like Nogla and Terrorizer react and stuff. Could haunt you with videos like yesterday. Oh, Mighty Loaf. That loaf thing was weird. See, when I want funny, I go that, or I go like Fillion reacting to things, or who's one I'm watching recently? Pasta. I'm watching Pasta and what's her name? What's her friend's name? Emerone? Watching them react to funny ha-has. Cause like I don't know. I just don't follow. I don't think I'm subbed to any like meme channels or anything, so I don't know any of them. I just watch other people react to them. Unless you like have like channels, then who's Mugen?
Okay, okay, listen.
Who's Mugen? I don't know who Mugen is. Is she crying? Good. Get fucking cry, you fucking Jabba the Hutt. wonder what she did. Yeah, so do you have any... If you have funny haha channels, then link them tomorrow and we'll react to that. Because I don't mind doing funny ha-has. Ruining Finding Nemo with science? What? Is this the guy that talks about animals?
Hey, you guys.
Yeah. This is the guy that talks about animals. What the fuck is that? I've watched a couple of his videos. Yeah, there we go. Should we watch some of his videos? Am I subbed? I'm not subbed. Why? I don't mind his videos. The fuck is that? Oh, it's a stingray. Subtle foreshadowing for 10 hours. I don't think it'd be funny for 10 hours. It's funny here and there, but watching it like constantly, it makes it less funny in my opinion. Like if you watch the same type of meme over and over and over again, and like only watch that, I feel like it's not as funny, not as good. Did I say hood nature? Anime? New Yu-Gi-Oh anime. What? Bro, when I saw that picture, I'd... Not even for a second did I think Yu-Gi-Oh. The Logan Paul situation got much worse. Okay. Didn't know if it could. What happens if I just write funny, funny, haha, for an hour 30, what? The fuck? Oh, she's gone. What the hair fell off. Do we just watch funny ha-has tomorrow? What the fuck is that thing? Nightmare creature. Is that Peppa Pig? Ew. No, what the okay. Yeah, I'll leave it to you. Find funny ha-has. Find a funny ha-ha channel. And we'll just watch their videos. Is that Placida ducks? What the fuck is happening here? Is this AI? AI Asmongold with an axe? What? Okay. Interesting. Sometimes I'm like, AI is really funny. Like Neurosummer. And then other times I'm like, okay, AI is fucking weird. It's like, what? Okay, well I'm gonna get going. Because I gotta go do some things now. Oh, we still streamed for like 3 hours though. That's pretty good. Tomorrow's gonna be a long stream though. I don't know how long, but like I'm gonna try and make it like 8 hours maybe. Maybe longer. Wait. Is that the Zuck eating Gary's ass? I think I've had enough of the internet for today. Yeah. I think I've had enough internet today. What the fuck? Oh, we need a word. We need a phrase for the day. Or a word. So I can tweet. Is my tweeter still up? It is. My tweeters is still here. What do we want to tweet? Suck eating Gary's ass. I said Zuck, but anyway. I could tweet that. How do I tweet again? How do I do this? Where's the tweet button? Isn't it normally... Wait, is it because I'm... Hold on. Here it is. Do we just go like this? Zuck. Bro, my fever, like, I don't even know if that's how you say it. My head is so hot. It's been so hot for the last couple of days. Gary's. We can't say ass, can we? Are we allowed to say ass? Bunghole. First. Beautiful. There we go. Zuck eating Gary's bunghole. You did it more times than me. I don't add the picture. Because it's funnier this way, because then no one will know what I'm talking about. Everyone's going to look at this and go, what? And that makes me laugh. Wait. The picture of the dog I took is on my phone. Hold on. Can I tweet off my phone while I'm while I'm on Twitter on my computer? How does this work? Wait, I forgot. How do I tweet again? That's right, it's this button. And take the picture of the dog. And then we gotta add a comment. What do we add? Sleepy puppy. Post. I don't know why I'm calling him a puppy, by the way. He's like, how old is he now? He's like 8? He's no longer a puppy. There we go. Sleepy puppy. Wait, if I refresh this. That didn't work as well as I thought it would. Nelco, like. Nelco, like. What's this? Spent over 80 plus hours rigging her model. What? Huh? What is this? Is this Cinder Drama? Is this more? Okay. Well, scroll past that. Scroll past that. It didn't come up. Oh, look, Flexi J. Wait, we'll go here. Boom! Zuck eating Gary's bunghole. Sleepy puppy. Look, sleepy puppy. This was him like, I don't know, a bit ago. He's on the ground now. I keep forgetting you can't see the whole screen. He's laying on a pillow. This is the lounge that sits next to me as I stream. And this is like 90% of the time, this is where he is. On the lounge right next to me. And see this foot? Oh, you can't see the foot. Wait. See this foot? It's touching my leg. So like he lays here like this. Right? And then I'm like down here. My leg's like here-ish. And he leans over with his foot. And he puts his foot on top of my leg. Or touches me. He has to be touching me. Because, you know, I could run away at any moment. So if he goes to sleep, his foot's still touching me. So if I move, he knows. He's a fucking baby, bro. He's a big baby. And then down the end of the lounge on this side, that's where Panda is. And she hasn't moved all morning. She's still there. She's very lazy in comparison to him. But yeah, sleepy puppy. And then we have this puppy. This was me. I walked inside for something, and I walked up, there's like stairs just like below us. I walked up the stairs, and he was just staring at me, so I took a picture of him. Because I thought it was really funny. Look at all these like hairs, bro. He's going grey. Feel this right here? This used to be this color. It used to be cream colored all on his face. Now he's gone grey. Getting old. Getting old, bro. Old puppy. And this is like a weird little growth thing he has growing on his eyeball. There's my puppy. Tomorrow, the picture of my puppy will be Panda, I think. We'll make it Panda. What has the most interactions? I'm Sorry has eight views, right? And then the next one is with Simon. Why? Why do people not like my puppy? What's wrong with you guys? Huh? Why do you not like my puppy? What's wrong with my puppy? Oh, you got another view. Yay, my puppy. Everyone needs to go. Oh, what? I'm Sorry got 9? Damn it. First, my least favorite dog adds a picture of your brother. I want to get a picture of the snake. That's what I want. Oh, what the... Bro, where did I just come back to? Oh, bro, you know what I just realized? That was really stupid. I follow that porn chick, the OnlyFans chick, who literally just posts pictures of her fucking pussy all the time. Bro, what is wrong with me? I didn't think about that at all till after I clicked back. I was like, what the fuck is this? Bro, that would have been so bad. Search. Did Cinder before we go? Did she like do another apology? So look. Did she delete her apology? No, it's still there. Bro, it has 11k replies. It has 11k. Just in comparison, it says 2. It says 2k. This has 11. It has 23 million views. Bro, she's fucking cooked. She's been burnt to cinders. Was this? Cinder revealed themselves as well as Van Peaches VT. The redacted / red was Cinder's partner. Moreover, per Bay's Nanalis and Silvervale's account, redacted acted with Cinder's knowledge and consent, both of which directly engaged in libel. Yeah. Bro, community notes are amazing. Bro, she's fucked. She's cooked. I don't think she's lost any more followers though. Maybe she has. Try Lily. Pool Bunny has returned. What? Oh, she's back, I guess. Fair enough. Oh, bro, I was about to do it again. I was literally about to do it again. I did not learn. I did not learn. Nope. Didn't. I'm an idiot. Anashi Mume. What? I don't. What? I don't even follow her. Why am I getting her tweets? How does Twitter work? This says for you. Ah, following. There's following and there's a for you. Ah, that makes sense. Yep, that makes more sense. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna make one more tweet. How do... How do... Wait, am I crazy? What the fuck did I just write? Why does that look wrong to me? I don't know. How do Twitter? How do Twitter? Bro, I need help. How do Twitter? Twitter's confusing. Wait, what the fuck? Live on X? Wait, you can go live on Twitter? That's a thing? I clicked on it. What's it doing? What? Huh? Oh, Sayu is live on Twitter. What? I'm confused. That's so... What? Why would you go live on Twitter? Hey, Nanalis. Nanalis. Wait, did she do not safe for work stuff? I'm gonna follow her. Let's have a look. If we get banned, we get banned. Okay. Oh, Nanalis reposted. Ah, okay, Nanalis reposted. Got it. Who is this? Who is this? I really like it. Is this Nanalis? Is that their one? Is Nanalis also a VTuber? Bro, I get distracted too easy. I was supposed to end stream. Why does no one stop me from being me? Why don't you guys remind me that I was ending stream? It's all your guys' fault. I blame you. It can't be my fault. I'm never at fault. Can't physically stop you. That's like a you issue. I'm not gonna lie. This is so like, even when I'm not on stream, this happens all the time. Like I click on things and I'm like, what is this? And then it leads to me looking through it and then being like, what is that? And then I just click through things and I end up somewhere that I'm like, I don't know where I am anymore. I don't know what I was looking at. Like, it starts with me looking at something, and then by the time I'm done, I'm like, how did I end up here? If you're a broke boy, just say so. You know what I mean? Did that make sense? I don't know if I made sense. What is that? Is that ADHD? Could be. I get so distracted with things. Is this? Who's this? Zanny? Is this Zenless Zone Zero? Who's that? If it's not Zenless Zone Zero, I don't want it. Okay, anyway, I'm going. Benny, remind me what we're like what tomorrow when I start streaming, remind me. It'll be funny, haha. Cause I'll probably forget. I went bra shopping. But I thought she was flat. Do women that are flat still go bra shopping? What's the point? There's nothing there. I'm confused. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's stream, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. But till next time, hooroo.